Another Pokemon card night. We have a little bit of Cosmic Eclipse available, and I've got more Cosmic on the way. We also have Ultra Prism on the way. We're supposed to get Unified Minds. Apparently UPS delivered it to the local CVS. That's not part of the plan. So we're waiting on our Unified Minds to arrive. We still have, of course, XY Evolutions, and we have Shining Legends, and oh, also this golden card. What is this? This is a metal Charizard SV49 card, and I had it the whole time, and I guess I forgot to set it out. Actually, it's kind of interesting. So this one looks kind of golden. This one has more of a silver look to it. Check that out. Huh. Interesting. Neat. Can we get a PSA undate? PSA is taking forever, Mr. Edson Hernandez. PSA is taking 10 to 12 months to return a submission. So what you need to do is check and see how long ago you submitted. If it hasn't been 10 to 12 months, then it's not on its way back. I'm getting a lot of messages about that. I can't answer those messages every time because it's too much work, okay? So it's a very frequent question because I got a lot of people's cards out, and everyone wants me to go look up their cards. And here's what happens. I go on, take the submission number, I find the submission, and it says it's not done. That's what it says. So when the submission is done, I'll immediately get that news out to the PSA News channel. So keep your eyes on the PSA News channel. You know, I like to say this. I know there's like a different steps to the process for grading cards. However, really the only thing that matters is when it's done, you know, when it's done grading. So watching it over and over again doesn't actually speed them up on their side. I wish you could speed them up on their side, but it doesn't work that way. So you can ask me a lot of times, oh, is the PSA submission done? It'll be done when it's done, and I'll post it to the PSA News when it is done. And just to let you know, the one that's closest to being done is not even that far along, okay? So it's in the grading process, which is in the middle of all the processes. So maybe another month, maybe another 2 months before we actually have a completed submission. I don't know how they're doing their stuff over there. But again, if you want to stay up to date on when the slabs are returning, you want to keep your eyes on the PSA News channel, because when they're done, I'll post I'll ping everyone and let them know that which one is returning, okay? Yeah, I get those questions all the time. I can't answer them. It's too often. You guys ask too often. There's too many of you guys. I get like a few of those a day, and it's like, imagine if I looked up every single one of those every single time. You're gonna get the same, you know, the answer is always the same. It's not done. What's up, Alex? New emoji. Alex PSX has the Pepe Cozy emoji. Check that out. That's for only members of the channel, and it features Pepe under a blanket with a friend. So it's new Pepe, that's right. Maple Skunk was using that in Symphonia was using that in our Discord server, and I saw it and I was like, that's way too cute. So I grabbed it right away. How's it going, Evan? James says, I never asked that question, but mostly because I don't have any cards in grading. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I used to look up how far along my cards were with like PSA, but I learned pretty quickly they're never done. And they'll send me an email when they're actually done. So nowadays I just check my email to see if it's done. And if there's no email, I don't even go to the website anymore. Ooh, excuse me. So tonight we're starting an hour late. Typically what that means is that we'll have a smaller audience and fewer orders. I just had other things I was working on. It was a pretty long day for me, to be honest. So I'm pretty tired right now. I feel like I'm always tired. But that's not true, actually. Some days I have a lot of energy, but not today. And I'm ready to open up some Poke cards. Why is there somebody in my blanket? Better be Snorlax or Alex, says Matt. It's definitely one of them. Cosmic's 20, man, that set keeps rising in value. Yeah, Cosmic Eclipse has gotten extremely expensive. And so I'm not planning on selling it very fast at all. I'm planning on selling Cosmic very slowly. With all of my cards that you can open up live here, you're guaranteed they're unsearched, unweighed, untampered with. They come from a good source. They come from a quality source, not from strangers. And that's true for those Cosmic packs. But they're a little pricier, and I'm not actually wanting to sell them very fast because I'm watching the price on Cosmic go up very quickly. Probably speculators thinking that Pokemon might be done printing Cosmic Eclipse, which if they're done, that's a big deal because Cosmic Eclipse is one of the, I would say it's one of the best Sun and Moon sets. I've been saying that the whole time, and it's because it's distinct from the other sets in the way that it has all of those trainer arts. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Red's Pikachu, the Piplup, there's Mimikyu, there's Lieutenant Surge's Magnemite. Well, those are considered hits. And since there's about 4 of those per boxes, the Cosmic Eclipse booster boxes are very generous with hits. You'll pull a GX, you'll pull a full art, you'll pull a trainer art. It almost doubles the rewards that you can get out of a single box compared with the other Sun and Moon sets. So over time, we should see more of those Cosmic Eclipse boxes getting opened, and the price on that box should go up faster than other boxes because people know they're going to get their money out of that box. They know they're going to open it up, they're going to have a shot for that Res Pikachu, so this should naturally lead to that box going up in price faster than other Sun and Moon sets from my perspective. And that's why, of course, I bought up a bunch of sealed Cosmic Eclipse a little while ago. It wasn't any time, it was probably about 3 months ago I bought a bunch. And so that's sitting around waiting to just appreciate in value. And we'll open Cosmic Eclipse hopefully 20 years from now for like 10,000 bucks. So Cosmic's a good set, guys. I'm giving you that tip. Also, it might be time to start stocking up on Hidden Fates. That's the other one. So people, even today, just can't stop opening Hidden Fates. It's one of the most popular Sun and Moon sets, and maybe one of the most popular modern sets ever. And because of this guy right here, but also because there's many other cards in the set, well, prices on those are steadily rising, which means Pokemon's not really reprinting Sun and Moon Hidden Fates. Maybe they're deciding to let it go a little bit. And when that typically happens, you know that it's time to stock up on it a little bit. I personally didn't stock up on Hidden Fates. That's because they kept reprinting Hidden Fates. So if you were stocking up on Hidden Fates, you were kind of missing out on your opportunity to stock up on the XY era booster boxes, which have all now dramatically risen in price. So I was lucky to pick up a lot of different XY era boxes before that happened, because I wasn't investing in something like Hidden Fates, which stayed stagnant this whole time. But now I'm looking at Hidden Fates again going, is it time? Do I buy some Hidden Fates and put it away in a closet now? So that's what I'm thinking about with Hidden Fates. It's very expensive. Kind of I don't want to. I prefer the Shining Legends, funny enough. Shining Legends are more of my favorite. I like Shining Legends a lot better. But the other problem, of course, is that I'm trying to get moved, and so I can't buy anything until we're moved. So, by the way, my wife and I, we tried to put in an offer for a house, and nobody had offered on the house. And the next morning, somebody had already made an offer. So it's just really competitive to get a house out there right now. It's that house I told you guys about in the Discord where you don't own the land. You have to buy the land after you buy the house. Already gone. Somebody already took it. So it was listed like 2 days ago, and then somebody took it by this morning before our real estate agent put in our offer, which actually is very annoying. Makes me feel like maybe the real estate agent wasn't trying. They're like, oh, I've got time to do this. You don't, actually. You know, it's down to the last hour between us and the other people who are going to make the offer. So we're not going to get that house, unfortunately, and we're still looking for a house. What about Black and White era? Seems like no one cares about it, and the pull rates are horrible. Yeah, well, the pull rate is horrible in X and Y as well. So X and Y is just like Black and White. I feel a little bit like I missed the boat with Black and White. I didn't miss the boat with X and Y. I happened to pick up quite a bit of X and Y before it disappeared. I think I have like 6 cases of Evolution. Is it 6? So I'm real happy with that. And then I have like Ancient Origins, and I think I got 2 boxes of Flash Fire, not cases, boxes. So I'm pretty happy with my X and Y holdings. Black and White, I mean, it was already expensive, and it's like, man, how fast is X and White going to move? I knew that X and Y was going to move, but Black and White, I didn't know. Anyways, let's get moving. We got 9 minutes into the stream now. I like to give the stream a little introduction and talk my head off so that a queue can form in PayPal and some of the payments can process. And now that we've got 9 minutes passed, we can go ahead and see who wants to open up Pokemon cards. If anyone wants to open Pokemon cards. So first I'm going to make sure that nobody pre-ordered. Sometimes people pre-order. It's not a good idea to pre-order, but some people do it. Okay, looks like we're good to go. The very first order of the night is Mr. John Donahoe. What's up, John? He says, got the Misty in the mail. Must have been delayed in shipping. Thanks, man. John Donahoe, I'm trying to remember. Got the Misty in the mail. Are you paying for the Misty after you had opened a dispute on a Misty? I'm trying to remember. One guy opened a dispute over a Misty that he never received, and I just closed in his favor because it wasn't very much money, and I figured he can have a Misty card. But it sounds like it might have been you. And it sounds like you're coming back and paying for the card because it arrived. If that's the case, I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. You didn't have to do that. I was going to give you the card for free because I was like, you know what? If the shipping is slow for him, he should get the card for free. Well, that's true, especially if you're going to pay for like live shipping, you should get it for free. Kara Nichols, what's up, Kara Nichols? The silver, golden, metal, shiny Charizard card from Hidden Fates. I hope I said that right. I think I have a bag. That's right. So here it is. It's the SV49 Charizard. Free Pokemons. Yeah, his Misty should have been shipped out a while ago, based on like how shipping works with me. The truth is, if you do the free shipping, a lot of the times, free shipping is going to take a long time. But he did not do the free shipping, and he did not get the card in a reasonable amount of time. So I think he was concerned that the card was lost. And I think what happened was I agreed that the card might be lost, but it sounds like it arrived to his house. So I'm happy for that. And I really appreciate him paying for that anyways. He didn't have to do that. So he could have just kept the money and been like, it's my card, and I get to keep the money too. So, but it looks like he came back and paid for it. So that's very cool. Are those metal or regular? They're all metal. They're all metal. So these are custom metal cards. And I had these manufactured in a very high volume so that they could be very cheap. And so now I sell metal cards. And we're going to get some for Miss Kara Nichols, whose bag is in the K-Box, right? Metal cards, well, the price on them goes down when you have them manufactured in a higher volume, which is why the price fell from $12 the other day to today. Now they're $9 because I bought them differently this time. Anyone else watch Temptation Island? Is that where there's like boobies and making out and stuff like that? Come on, man. Gavin Buzzard says 1 Shiny Star V, 2 Rebel Clash. You got it, mister. All right, here's a Shiny Star V. 2 Rebels. You got it, mister. For Mr. Gavin Buzzard. Those metal Zards are pretty nifty. You know, the people who have picked up these metal cards have pretty much all universally agreed that they're very cool. How come when Evo goes up in price, lots of people hate on it? It's like an involuntary that happens whenever Evo stunks. That's a great question. Well, it's a pretty simple answer, and that's because they kind of identified XY Evolutions as nobody will like this set. It's a trash set. The holos have print lines. You'll never get a 10 on the holos, right? So it's kind of like Steam Siege in a way, where everyone talked trash on Steam Siege, but now Steam Siege is trading at like $300 a box. So if you had done nothing but bought let's say 1 case of Steam Siege back when it was as cheap as $100 a box, because nobody would touch it. Nobody would touch Steam Siege. If you had bought a case of them at that point, your value would have nearly tripled by now. And that's because, again, people only talk trash on it. It's an authentic Pokemon card set. So Evolutions had this problem in the past where it was overprinted. There was too much of it, and people would trash talk it because the quality of the cards, you could run into like XY Evo packs that were low quality, and you just wouldn't get your money's worth out of it, and people didn't like that. And now we're in the future, and it's finally becoming rare. So the volume, the amount of Evolutions out there is a lot smaller than it used to be, and they're not printing it. It's apparently out of print. So everyone's hoarding it too. Well, now the price has risen dramatically as if it's a very valuable set. And people who used to trash talk it are coming out of the woodworks and making fun of it. And they probably hate that they're wrong about the price on XY Evolutions. There were people like me saying that XY Evolutions is definitely going to jump in price because it has the base set Charizard in it. And then there were the naysayers saying, no, I would never open XY Evolutions. Well, that's great for you, but there's actually a lot of people who would. It's a really cool set. And if you happen to get 10s on any of the reverse holos, or if you're lucky enough to get a holo with no print line and get a 10 on that, you just got a big collectible item out of there. And the funny thing is, you would trash talk a set where the holos always have print lines because you go, oh, the print quality was so poor. That's true. But this is ironically making it a very safe set to collect because the population on it remains very low. So the population of 10s remains really low. So this ironically protects it as a collectible set. This happens with Burning Shadows as well. With Burning Shadows from the Sun and Moon era, it had a very poor print run. The quality of the cards were very poor. It's very hard to get 10s on anything that isn't from the first print run. And you would think that, oh, well, this makes Burning Shadows sucks, right? In a way, it does. I wouldn't open up Burning Shadows because, unlike XY Evolutions, there's no like reverse hollows that are really worth grading. There's no secret rare non-hollows. So I consider Burning Shadows very hard to make your money on if you're opening them, right? I think it's hard to make your money on if you're opening them. However, if you're collecting the slabs of the 10s, actually Burning Shadows is one of the few Sun and Moon graded sets that I actually carry around. I've got the Charizard and I got a bunch of the other graded cards from that set because I consider it a very strong card or set to be investing in terms of slabbed cards, just because of how hard it is to add to the population at this point. Unless Pokemon were to reprint it, but they haven't so far, just like they haven't reprinted Evolutions. If they reprinted Evolutions, we would probably have a high quality print run of Evolutions. That never happened. Where are they? They never surfaced. Unless they intentionally reprinted it with more print lines. I don't think they would have done that. Gavin, what's up, Gavin? Let's get your bag. So all these people are seeing the price on Evolutions kind of jump, and they're like, you know, they don't believe it's justified, and they're going to continue to be wrong because people are going to keep opening XY Evolutions. It's one of the few sets that I'll open for myself as well. I opened some on TikTok just a few days ago. And that's because I know even if you get a PSA 9 Charizard out of there with the base set image on it, you've just done extremely well. And if you get very lucky and pull out, let's say, a reverse holo 10 base set Charizard, you've pulled like $1,000 card. And that's a really big deal. You can't do that with all the sets. So my price analysis on the XY Evo is that the packs are still underpriced. That's my price analysis on it based on the value of all the slabs and your odds that you actually pull something. Ah, poop, but I got a bad one. Look at that, it's Seal. But this is a great example. So the Seal is from the base set, and if you look at this particular pack that I've opened, from the front, it looks almost perfect. Look at the borders. Borders are pretty square, right? Very low off-centering. And then if we flash around on the reverse holo, I'm not seeing any print lines. So this is a reverse holo Seal with the base set artwork on it. Flip it around. All right, it could struggle with this little white dot. But you can see how close we were to a 10 on it. If this card happened to pull a 10, I would probably try to sell this for about $100 as a 10. And that's because it's the base set artwork. And that's just one, you know, this is one cold pack. One cold pack of Evolutions nearly had a 10 Seal in it. If that Seal had been 10, it would have just been an easy flip. And that's just one pack. Obviously, if you open like 5 packs at a time, you're going to get a few cold ones and then maybe like one hotter pack. Maybe a Surfing Pikachu, Flying Pikachu, Reverse Holo Pikachu, Reverse Holo Charmander. I've said all this stuff ad nauseum. The point is, these reverse holos are keeping those packs extremely valuable. If you can hit a 10 on one of those, you're going to make a lot of your money back very quickly. And then if you hit the jackpot and pull one of the many Charizards in the set, you're just going to turn an easy profit. And that doesn't happen all the time. The price of the packs are so expensive now, it doesn't happen all the time. He says, or you could cut them and kill a Charizard. That's true. After Gavin, we have Evan Shea. What's up, Evan Shea? He wants 4 battle styles. So we have very little battle styles left. I did not get more battle styles in the mail today. We might run out of battle styles by the end of tonight. Keep in mind, I also still have some of the Japanese battle styles too, okay? 3, 4. Okay, good luck to Mr. Evan Shea. Yeah, I didn't get anything in the mail today. I was kind of surprised because I almost always get something. Please beg is for blah, blah, blah chat and Discord. What? Oh, you're talking about the Pepe bot. Mister, when we get MetaZoo booster boxes? Today. My Battle Styles order got canceled. That sucks. I pulled an Urshifu VMAX 30K. Mister, when we get MetaZoo? Right now. I can't wait for the MetaZoo. Did Mister get rid of card trade in Discord? Yes, card trade is gone. I talked many times about getting rid of card trade, and card trade is now gone. We may bring it back in some fashion, but people kept ignoring the rules. Maybe part of that is my fault. Maybe some people didn't know that you have to check the pinned comments in the channel to see those rules. So, and that's true for both of my Discord servers. I have a Discord server with a lot of people in it. It's probably not as active as it once was because that was for the Gameconomist. And then we have our Cardconomist Discord? Well, the way I've always done it is we have the Discord rules, the general rules, but when you're in a channel, you check the pinned comments for channel-specific rules. But, you know, maybe I could crowd all those channel-specific rules into the rule channel. I think probably I could. The point is, people would come in and they'd break the rules in the card trade over and over, even though people are constantly warning each other, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Sorry, only hollows this time, mister. People would break the rules, and I would get private message after private message after private message of people complaining about, oh, they're being mean to me, or, oh, they're breaking the rules, why can't I break the rules, and, oh, I got scammed. So that's a common one, believe it or not. People are getting scammed in my card trade channel. It's banned, it's gone. So no more card trade channel, no more people getting scammed. There's already websites out there where you can buy and sell and trade without getting ripped off or scammed, because you're going to be protected by something like eBay buyer protection. And we could bring it back, but if we bring it back, it's got to be different. It's got to be different. We can't have scammers anymore. One thing we might do is you don't automatically have access to card trade. It might be invite only. So that might be one of the changes. And let's see, Evan Shea, who got scammed? Well, recently, Mr. Stark did. Stark Assassin, he got scammed. It was two people who got scammed by the same guy. They sent him money. He won't send them items. He won't communicate to them. So hopefully they get their money back on those. And it's very annoying, because I don't want to host an eBay. Does that make sense? I don't want you to come to me and be like, oh, I got scammed, you got to fix it. I'm not trying to host eBay. I'm trying to host a social media. So what are you coming to me for? You know what I mean? It's kind of like a trade at your own risk thing, but I'm not mad at the people who got scammed. I'm mad at the scammers. I'm very mad at them. I wish I could get rid of them before they try to steal your money by telling you they're going to ship you cards and they don't, or doing whatever it is that they do. It's something I've been talking about a long time. I kept saying if we can't follow the rules in this channel, it's going to get deleted. And so the channel's finally deleted. Can't you just do PayPal invoice and then you're safe? Understandable. PayPal invoice, good question. Yeah, I use PayPal because PayPal is pretty solid. Oh, here we go. Evan, I didn't know you were up top. Well, you got a really heavy bag, Evan. Whoa. I thought you were the middleman, mister, for card trades. I can still host middlemaning for card trades. I can still do that, but only two people ever asked me to do it. Johnellman says, 1 shiny star, 1 shining fates. I have a bag. Okay, give me a moment. How's the large custom filling up? What's up, Kurt? It's very close. Yeah, the large custom is very close. Just a few more spots. Okay, this is for Johnellman. 1 shiny star, 1 shining face. Let me open up some new shining fates. Yeah, good idea. That channel turned into a small eBay. I know, right? The behavior in that channel was so bad sometimes. All right. But you know, it's possible for it to come back. Again, if we bring it back, I just want to do it differently if we bring it back. I want it to be maybe invite only. Like, you can't just come in, total stranger, and start selling stuff in our Discord and treat it like a second eBay, because it's not a second eBay. It might be invite only. What do you do with the EV promos? I throw them all away. I get what Mr. is saying, though. Toss this over here. Let's see what we got. We got a spinner rack, and thanks for getting me shipped out. And glad it's close. I like the high. Oh, yeah, for sure. Your stuff will be picked up in the morning by Mr. Mailman. We got Cramorant. Oh, my God. So that's Mr. Cramorant and a reverse hollow for Johnellman. Members only. That's right. Yeah, you know, really, for the Discord server, we got a lot of people in there, and I think it would be cool to have some better roles in the server, because that's just a part of the fun of being in a Discord server, is to be like, haha, I got all the roles. You know what I mean? And so far in the card trade server, we haven't really had much in there. So maybe we'll come up with something. You guys can give me ideas if you have any about what you'd like to see. My stimmy gone, but now my employment is fucked up. What? What are you talking about, mister? Mister, did you hear the Fed is talking already about another stimulus, a bigger one? A bigger stimulus. Julian Smith, hello. First order, 1 live custom and 1 General Mills. You got it, mister. Okay, you ready? Julian Smith. Julian, you're going to pick up a round of hollows. Ooh. Oh, I hate this music that's playing right now. There was so many nice cards in there. Are they going to do reconciliation again? Actually, I think I heard a little bit. I heard that the point of the next stimulus is to focus more on projects that they wanted to work on that's more like bipartisan. So this next stimulus, the first stimulus was just about getting the American people the $2,000 that they had been promised. But I think this next round will target actually more of their like pet projects a little more. Take a look at that. That's a nice General Mills. You got Hatena and Pikachu. Excellent. What does the new emoji mean? That is the friendship emoji. It's called Pepe Cozy, I believe. And it means that you're under a blanket with your best friend and the two of you are cozy. And that's all. After that, it's pure speculation what you think it means. It means you're comfy with your friend. Julian Smith, you're going to get your own bag. Here you go, Mr. Julian. What is my goal for this channel? In the long run, it's just to have fun. This is what I do for a hobby, and it turned into this insane, kind of like a shop from home channel. That's what it turned into. So I didn't expect that at all. But like you guys, I'm a collector, so I plan on focusing on acquiring cards and simply growing my collection and showing you guys how well the collection is growing over time. But the other thing is probably I'd like to open up my own grading service, which has become something that we're talking about in the last month. I would very much like to do that, but before we're ready, I have to do some very large steps, including securing a supplier of the plastic slabs. I've ordered them before. I've tried them out before now, but I'd like to secure the right one, you know what I mean? Like a high quality one. And then I need to create some sort of label printer for after we start printing, labels, like PSA's got a label. I need a label printer. I need an ultrasonic welder, and I need to know how to use it and troubleshoot it. So ultrasonic welder and maybe like some sort of electricity setup where I don't burn my house down from inadequate energy supply. And then after all that, I got to establish like a grading rubric and start grading cards. Start earning back the money I spent. I think I read that the ultrasonic welders could cost about $30,000. So they're not something you buy lightly. And it could be a while before we, break even on an ultrasonic welder. If it does cost around that much, it could take a really long time. I've never bought one before. There's different ones you can buy. You can buy a really big one that costs more. You can buy a smaller one that you don't get as many uses out of, but it costs less. So which one do you buy? All right, next up we have AwesomeCameras. Joey Reddy. He says he wants 1 Darkness Ablaze. Sounds good. Great to be part of this journey. Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing because I'm just trying to grow my collection. I don't know what guys like Leonhard are up to. I think those guys are, I think every YouTuber's trying to do a job because we want to live life and have a career, and our career basically is entertaining you guys. But also, I actually just like collecting the cards. So I collect the cards just like you, and you can watch what cards I pick up and receive all kinds of advice on what I'm thinking will be one of the better cards to invest in, or maybe like sealed product to invest in. We were just talking earlier today about the price of Cosmic Eclipse, which I believe should be higher than other Sun and Moon sets because of the higher pull rate, which of course a higher pull rate in a box means that a box is more valuable. Okay, let's see. Darkness Ablaze 1 Evo. Here you go, mister. I cleared the cold one with the seal out of the way. So now you've got a hot one, right? Last time I asked for the pack with 2 Zards, but there were none. Can I have an Evo pack with 3 Zards in it to make up for it? All right, you got it, Mr. Awesome Cameras. And we like to talk about everything. We like to talk about all kinds of topics in the real world that are fun to discuss, fun to think about. I have my own take on it. You guys might have your take. We try to be respectful so that there can actually be a conversation. So a lot of times on the internet now, you can't actually share your thoughts. You just get jumped on. If you have any kind of disagreement, you get jumped on. It's funny because when I was a liberal in the 2000s, the whole idea of being a liberal is you were a rebel, you had your own ideas, you had free thought, and now it's all about conformity. Here are these ideas, you have to agree with them, and if you don't, we're going to label you all kinds of things. You know, it's kind of funny because it makes you feel like they will burn you at the stake like a witch, and that was ironically what the conservatives were like in the 90s. The conservatives would be like, that person's no good, they're immoral, you're right, you know, this is not good for our children. And so it was almost like the conservative Christians were the people who would burn you at the stake because you were a liberal. And it feels like the roles have reversed now, almost entirely reversed. Now you've got the left wants to control your thoughts and your language and what you can say and what you can believe. And while the Christian conservatives haven't really changed, I feel like there's this emerging third part, or maybe like other branch of the conservative party. Well, you might call it like Republicans who are more, maybe they're like progressive Republicans. I have no idea what to think of them as. I think they will say something, oh, I'm a libertarian or something like that. I have no idea, but they don't identify as Christian conservatives, but they can't really identify as neoliberal either. So maybe like these, maybe liberals who are still in the middle and Republicans who are still in the middle, who are still reasonable about things. And it seems increasingly that there's not that many left. I think everyone's gone to their extreme sort of like polar opposites of each other, because that's all that gets attention on social media. I have no idea. Or maybe that's just really how people feel. Maybe people really just only have very extreme or very radical views about how things should be. Awesome Cameras. Let's see where you're at. Do you have any tips to stay motivated, whether it's for school or work? You know, I think there's inspirational things you can say, and then there's practical advice. Okay, so on the inspirational side of things, you kind of have to know what you want. And if you don't have any goals in mind, it's time to start coming up with goals so that you have something to chase after. Like, what do you want? A sexy girlfriend? Make it 2 sexy girlfriends. Don't have any limits for yourself. So that's on the inspirational side of things. But on the practical side of things, you know, I think that one way you can really motivate somebody is to take a baseball bat and start beating them with the baseball bat, right? Like, if you had to do a chore, you didn't feel like it, but then someone, you know, cocked a gun and put it to your head and said, do the chore, you would actually go do it because you're scared of getting shot. So there's the whole like, oh, you should have goals, but then there's the sort of psychological, physical aspect side of it, and it's really like, get up, get physical, you know, start moving around, turn on some rock music or whatever gets you energized, have your caffeine pill or your energy drink, have a donut if you need to have a donut because it's full of sugar, whatever it is, and then just start doing the stuff. Don't overthink, just start doing things. And tackle whatever it is you're going to do. Don't try to do it all at once. Just do something. You know what I mean? So once you start working on something, I find that it's easier to continue to work. But if you're laying on the couch and you're being very passive, I think being very passive kind of saps you from your, I almost want to say like your masculinity. But being passive will sap you of that masculinity, the sort of drive and maybe the sexual tension that gets you working. So don't lay on the couch. Don't be passive. If you're going to turn on TV, turn on something educational, how to make more money, who knows? I don't know. Sexy girls, I don't care, whatever motivates you. And then just start working. So there's 2 halves of it, the planning side of it and the inspirational side of it, but then also the practical side of it, where you have to get yourself moving and not just overthink. So that's why I would say, let's go ahead and refresh. Yes, it's tricky because motivation is very, very difficult. I heard if you get the vaccine, you get a juice box after. Hey, that's motivation to go get the vaccine. I think I heard I think I heard that if you get the vaccine, Krispy Kreme donut will give you a free donut for the rest of the year, which that's pretty motivating, but mostly for people who are obese. But yeah, you know, it's interesting because motivation is something you don't get taught in school, and yet it might be the key to everything. You can go learn about you can learn computer science in school, you can learn Shakespeare, you can learn interpretive dance. None of that matters if you don't go and start a business around those things, or get into a big business and climb the corporate ladder. If you can't climb the corporate ladder or start your own business, you just be poor. That's it. And so it's funny, you learn all this book stuff, but you don't learn how to have the right work attitude. A lot of people have the work attitude as if they were in a union. They go, I'm only going to do as much work as I'm told to do. I'm not going to go above and beyond because I hate the managers and they're just ripping me off. And oh, I'm just getting used by the capitalist pigs and blah 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 blah. You know, they've got all these excuses. It's beta male language, is complaining language, where it's like, on the other hand, these kind of managers and leaders and guys who understand how real money's made, they're looking for bright, hard workers to kind of rise up into the ranks and be business partners, because they need those guys. They're actually hard to come by. You get a lot of complainers who really just deserve to work at Walmart because that's all you're good for. But then you have people who create wealth because they go beyond their requirements and into, how do I grow the business? How do I create new sources of income for the business? How do we fix a product? How do we innovate? And those guys are like, they're assets is what they are. And businesses take care of their assets, or else they're a bad business. Do you see what I'm saying? So bad businesses they'll be defeated by good ones, and the good businesses will protect and grow their assets. But then you have to choose to be that asset, and typically you have to have the right attitude in order to do that. A lot of people have the wrong attitude. Their attitude is very defensive, almost like a married couple that's about to divorce. You know what I'm talking about? A married couple that's about to divorce. The husband's only going to do the laundry if he gets sex, and the wife's only going to have sex if he does the laundry, and that's it. They definitely don't do it out of love. Well, guess what? Businesses are looking for people who will do stuff just because they love the business. You know, it'll be coded into language like, are you passionate? That's what they'll ask you. Are you passionate? And what they mean is, do you love this work? Because we're not looking for people who are only working for money. We're looking for people who they would work even if we told them not to. You know what I mean? And that's the person who will get promoted, and they'll get big pay raises. And maybe it's never happened to you, so you're very cynical about it, and you're like, no, that's not how it works. But that really is how it works. You have to have faith that that's how it works, because where does your boss come from? Where does his boss come from? Those were the motivated guys, and they do make good money. That's why they have a fancy house and a fancy car, and they're going to retire comfortably and leave a nest egg for their children while you're still working, you know, sort of like the entry-level position. Anyways, let me have a sip of my drink. We're doing a lot of talking, not a lot of card opening. All right. Whew. So, I just refreshed. Man, that's some bubbly drink. We have Mr. Jansen McNeil. He says, my 4-day break from buying Pokey is over. 4-day break. 1 Guardian Rising. All right, let's get a Guardian Rising. You know, and part of it is knowing when you're kind of in a deadbeat job like Walmart, where they're not gonna, well, and Walmart's not even that bad is the funny thing, but you know, let's say you've got a minimum wage job and it's not going anywhere. Well, now it's time to take your drive and your ambition and get a different, more competitive job. Okay, so if you've got bad managers who aren't promoting you, you use your drive and ambition to get a new job. So you're either in the job and you know that they're going to take care of you and you work real hard for them and you got the right attitude, or you take your right attitude and use it to get a different job. So that's what it's all about. 1 Guardian Rising, 1 Shining Legend. But, you know, it's scary. I think a lot of young people today are taking sort of this, like, I'm in the union approach, where they're saying minimum wage, minimum effort, right? You ever heard that one yet? It's like a new lingo. There's always new language coming out, and it's like minimum wage, minimum effort. You're an idiot if you buy into that. Nothing in life is minimum effort. Getting a sexy girlfriend is not minimum effort. Getting a nice house is not minimum effort. Starting your own business is not minimum effort. And climbing the corporate ladder is not minimum effort. So this is like, it's this terrible new language on how to stay trapped in your negativity and your cynicism. And the people are buying it so hard. I can't believe it. 1 wig pack for Mr. Jansen. All the best things in life came from having a lot of drive and a lot of ambition. All right, let's do it. Shining Legends and Guardian Risings, only the hottest pulls. For Mr. Jansen. You ready, Jansen? I'm trying to be like Mike. What do we got? We got Super Scoop and Shaman. Oh, man. That's not Shining Rayquaza. Where's Shining Rayquaza? Mr. I work in a union, and I do minimal effort and happy. Well, you know, to everyone their own, I suppose. It's two competing ways of thinking. And one way to think is the corporate capitalist manager is your enemy. And in order for you to live your best life, you have to be in conflict with them. Don't do more than you're being paid for. That's the sort of opposite view of what I have. But the reason I have the opposite view of that is because I do believe in the prosperity that you receive from going beyond minimum effort and into being able to produce. You know what I mean? Being able to just produce things. Like, oh, look at all this stuff I've produced out of my own will. And companies are always looking for that because that's all companies are in the end. You hate companies because they're about capitalism and they're about profits. But at the same time, that's the reason why we love them. They produce a surplus of money because of how efficient they are. Companies are efficient and effective and they are innovative. This is where all the good things in life come from. So you can take a sort of very negative approach. I take a more like a SpongeBob approach, where even though he's a fry chef, he goes to work in a good mood. So if you were to put me on the scale between Squidward and SpongeBob, I'm definitely the SpongeBob side. And it's working out very nicely for me in life. And I would tell people to give it a try. Give it a try. Mr. Jansen, where am I going to find your bag, Mr. Jansen? Does Mr. Jansen need a new bag? I'll get you a new bag for now. Mr. is definitely a Squidward. Be like SpongeBob? That's right. SpongeBob's, you know, he's a funny character, and we look at him like he's a sap, and we look at him like he's maybe naive, but he's a surprisingly happy individual is the other thing I'd point out. SpongeBob is often in a very good mood. Next up, we have Vahan Gavandian, 2 battle styles, and could you live grade what's in my bag? You got it, mister. Have you heard of musical anhedonia? I can't say that word. Anhedonia is a neurological condition that's characterized by an inability to derive pleasure from music. That sounds sad. Okay, Mr. Vahan, let me look at your order real fast. Your order's not adding up mathematically. Okay, so Mr. Vahan Gavandian, I don't think you ordered correctly. It's looking like you're trying to order the Japanese battle styles at the old price. That's what it's looking like. So I think you're expecting to get 4 Japanese battle styles. Is that correct, Mr. Vahan? If you're here in the comment section and you could talk to me about it, we can get it fixed live. Otherwise, I got to refund you. SpongeBob is the G word. Is why you only listen to 9 Inch Nails and Minecraft. Well, I listen to other music too. I was listening to Ace of Spades. You guys like that one? And I was listening to Audio Slave the other day. I was like, oh man, why didn't I listen to more Audio Slave when I was a kid? So, you know, I'm always checking out music. No Doubt, Gwen Stefani. Wow, that was such a good band. It's sad that they ended that band. Really, really remarkable band in the 90s. Aren't they 8 each for English? Oh, now I understand, Mr. Vahan. You're paying for the live grading. My bad. My bad. You did it right. My bad. For some reason, I felt like I was going to do the live grading for free. Isn't that funny? Forgot I charged for this. All right, here we go. Yo, mister, my booster box battle styles for 7 evolution packs. Do we have a deal or do we have a deal? You gotta trade me a battle style. Ooh. Nice, dude. I love this card. Did I tell you guys I'm kind of a fan of Necrozma? Necrozma looks like something I would dream up. That's a cool looking card. Big fan of Necrozma. Electivire and Tyranitar. Ooh, very nice, mister. Mister, how do you find a mentor? I never had a mentor myself. However, there's a lot of great books out there on how to succeed in life. I've told this many times. When I worked for Coca-Cola, it was a very isolated job where I could listen to my iPod. And so I would place all of these books on how to invest money, how to manage, how to start a business, psychology. It could just be like self-help books, pop psychology, you know, just junky stuff, you know, stuff that people read and it makes you cringe. But I got everything. And I listened to it all, and some of it was really informative, right? And so every day I'd go to work and I'd listen to a whole book. So reading and listening to books is still a good method for becoming successful. And remember, guys, we're in a time where it's sort of like the more you know, the better odds you have of succeeding. If you can imagine what it is you want to make, we can make it these days. That's not the complicated part. The complicated part is being motivated and having the intelligence and the knowledge to go do it. So it's all about how smart you are these days, and trying to figure out what the smartest people know that's working for them. Mr. Vahan, and they write books about it. They write books about it, so go read their books. Go read their books. Follow them on social media. You ready, Mr. Vahan? So we got some hollow. Here we go. There's books out there. There's some old books that are still today very good, like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I think it's Dale Carnegie, right? What was his name? I think it was Dale Carnegie. That's an old book. It was so good I had to listen to it twice because it was so good. Grimmelsnarl. What do we have here? So this one's kind of thin up in this corner and then fat down in this corner. So this is going to be in a 9 pile. How to Train Your Dragon, for example. Yeah, exactly. That's some insane bad luck. What's bad luck? Man, I like that Corviknight too. Hollows. Misty. Well, we don't grade the Misty, but we'll place her down here. That's one Smexy Misty. Your girlfriend knows about that, right? She's okay with that? I'm just kidding. I think girls these days understand that guys like lewd stuff. In the past, you'd have gotten in trouble. You'd have been a bad Christian. That's what I'm saying. See, the Christians back then, they were the book burners and the moralistic types, and burn you at the stake, witch burners or whatever. And it feels like it's flipped, doesn't it? The whole SJW thing has become what I thought was the, how bad is this? The Christian conservatives of the past. It's all very moralistic language. You're not allowed to have your own thoughts. There is one way. One moral, righteous way, and that's the only way. It's not good for people who are clever, in my opinion. Clever people don't like to think that way. They like to disagree. This one's pretty close. So this one's thin on the top, by the way. He's thin up here. This card, you can see right there on that corner, it's very thin on the top. And then this one has a white dot here, and what really bothers me is it has a second white dot here. It's very small, it's hard to see, but it's viewable to my naked eye, so I think he has a risk of being a 9. That's just a hollow. There you go. Now, also, you had your girlfriend. Is it Arpy? Arpy has double, who looks fine. So this could be a 10. The moralistic language is what I recognize so well. When I was younger, I was in a abusive household, and one of the main things that stood out and that I remembered more than anything else throughout the rest of my life was how they used moralistic language to control you. That's exactly what my parents did. It was moralistic language. You've got to do what I tell you to do because that's what's the right thing to do. And if you don't do it, there's all kinds of punishments for you. Well, that's what that's kind of what the whole cancel culture is today. The neoliberalism, there's one way, safe space, my way, highway, will cancel you and take your job from you and get you canceled off the internet if you don't agree with us on all of our ideas. They all use very moralistic language. There you go, Mr. Vahan. He says you can donate those hollows. Oh, thank you very much. That will be a nice thing. I appreciate that. Let me just make sure. So you'll want to keep that one. You'll want to keep the Misty. There we go. It's surprisingly anti-free thought. It's surprisingly a lot like living with the thought police. And I thought I was a cool liberal in the 90s because I was against all of that. And I still am. To this day, I'm still against it. I don't like people telling me how to think. Very sensitive to it, in fact. It raises all kinds of alarms in my head because at my my childhood, all kinds of alarms go off right away. As soon as I hear that kind of language, the controlling, moralistic language, I go, I don't think so. Mr. Alexis Carranza, he says, hi, Mr. One large custom booster. All right, one large. 6 General Mills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's for you, mister. One live custom booster. Oh, I read it backwards, didn't I? It says 1 large, 1 live, 1 fossil, and 1 shining face. Okay, so he wants 1 for each of these. Very cool. Well, you did well in the live. Maybe you get a hit in both of these too, and it'll be like your craziest day of your life. So that's number 16 in the fossil. Yeah, the language I like is language that helps you understand the world better and language that helps you succeed, especially. I'm addicted to that kind of language. Language that reveals truths to you that make you more dangerous, sharper, more capable of rising up in power and in prosperity and in happiness. And then the moralistic language is language that tells you what you're allowed to think, and it controls you, and it typically gives power to somebody else. Typically, it's the person who's creating the law, creating the rules. And that's kind of how I see religions. Religions kind of just create these rules that allow them to decide how people should be. The scary thing is, the way religions typically want you to be is, of course, the number one thing, protective to that religion. You give the religion money, for example. We're going to need you to give us your money. Why? Well, because God said so. All right, Mr. Alexis, we got to open these up now. And your shining face. There we go. And you can interpret that today as being told, well, we're going to increase taxes on you. It's the same thing. They're saying, we're going to need your money. And if you said, no, I don't agree with that, they'd say, oh, well, then you're just not moral like I am. I can't believe you would want to keep more of your own money rather than paying for everyone else's stuff. Rillaboom. Cancel culture is the same generation as the Tide Pod thing, so technically, weren't they trying to cancel themselves? The Tide Pod thing was pretty crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, religions say, we're going to need your money. Well, the new religion says, we're going to need your money, but we're going to tax it from you. So it's the same exact language. And I'm very sensitive to it, again, because that's how I was raised. I was raised in that sort of household, and I can hear it from like a mile away. I go, oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to control me. You're trying to control me, and you want my stuff. And it's pretty quickly, when you start trying to figure out where's the money, what do they want with the money, that's when you find out what's typically really motivating people. And it's all about money these days, isn't it? Stimulus package and pet projects and, oh, we're going to need money for this, we're going to need money for that, welfare, we're going to raise taxes, we're going to give out handouts, whatever it is. Everyone's got ideas on what should be done with money. And if you disagree with them, that makes you evil. That's the sort of loop I'm referring to here. If you disagree with them, you're evil. Oh, you're greedy, but also, I'm going to need your money. 4th stimmy for my Pokies. Heck yeah. Send those stimmies over. Just spend all money on Pokemon packs. That's right. I want Pokies for days. Mister, I finally found one of those Pokemon cereal boxes today. Only got the Pikachu, though. Nice, man. Well, that means you need to go back out and buy like 10 more boxes. And then you'll have cereal for months. 2 more packs. Can we get the Galarian Ponyta? We've got Q-Font. You can see that actual holos pull pretty rarely in these. They don't pull very often at all. So most packs are the Pikachu pack. All 6 were Pikachu packs. That's okay. Pikachu's fantastic. Get them graded. Still no stimmy for my fossil pack. Alexis says, thank you, mister. No problem. You did well picking up those 6 Pikachus. And your 1 pack of Shining Fates was a Rillaboom VMAX Rainbow. How about that? So, Mr. Alexis, was this your first time? He says, I need a bag. You got it, Alexis. All Pikachus. Sent a correction to my order. I couldn't send you a message to your Discord. No problem, Mr. Johnny Flores. Carranza. There we go. This goes into an A box, huh? Place it into this one. What's up, Adnat? He says, hi, mister. Henry Levia, what's up? Or Henry Leva, is it Leva? 2 McDonald's and a live custom, you got it. 2 Mickey D's. If I send 20 bucks, will you play Doom? We've done that before. The problem is it really doesn't fit the stream, so I'll have to turn it down. It's very tempting. I am trying to raise cash to get moved, so it's very tempting, but I just think it interrupts the stream too much, you know? Now, there are 2 of us, says Alexis Lemon. All right, I'll do my best, okay? Keep a sharp eye on me. He says 30 bucks. Little sum for you, mister. Sure do appreciate you on the stream. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys, too. Oh, man. Taking another drink there. That's so good. Do you think the General Mills Pikachu is worth much? Yes, I do. And the reason for that is because I think a lot of them are not 10s. I've been watching those Pikachus. A lot of them are off-center. They have white dots on the back or they have print lines, okay? So many of them will not grade 10. So if you can't get a 10, even though there's a lot of them, the demand for Pikachus is very high. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him selling for at least $75 to $100, which means he is profitable enough to grade. Okay, Henry, 1 live pack. Whoop, we got 2 holos. Oops. Pokemons. Man, it's hard to get a house out there in Lake of the Ozarks. All the good houses are taken, and people do not want to give them up. It's kind of like shopping for Pokemon cards in a time when Pokemon cards are in so high demand. You either have to pay an insane amount or just accept a shittier Pokemon card, you know what I mean? So here's a Turtwig and a Pikachu behind him. There was another house that came onto the market. It was a nice big house. It was only $333 or something like that. So it was affordable. However, it's located like 20 minutes away from the nearest town. So it's like, okay, so you get this big, beautiful house with the dock, but every time you want to go get food, you drive like, for so long, you drive like 20 minutes just to get into town. So, I don't know. We could live that lifestyle. That's why I told my wife, I was like, we could live that way. But we kind of don't want to. We kind of want to live close enough that you don't have to. Did I say 333? I mean like 333,000. So anyways, yeah, it's hard to get a good house out there unless you're going to drop $600,000. And even then, your options for the $600 houses are really limited. So it's difficult. And I'm still on a buying freeze for this channel and still trying to raise cash. We are, between both of us, we're not going out or anything, so we are raising a little bit of cash each week. But it's just looking like it could take quite a while before we can afford something nice, or we just have to keep watching for a deal to come on the market. We're actually kind of disappointed that we missed the house that we put in an offer for yesterday. Can't find a house in North New Jersey for under 400,000. Yeah, for sure, man. Well, again, this house, it was a decent house, but it was just really far away from the actual town. So you will have to drive so far. And houses in Missouri are much cheaper than places like New Jersey. If you came out here to Missouri and had $350,000 for a house, you can get like a mini mansion because nobody wants to live in Missouri. It's boring out here. And boring can be good if you want to buy a large, cheap home. Next up, we have Adam Kozlowski. What's up, Adam? He says, 1 shiny GX Charizard medal. All right, I think you mean this. 1 VMAX Charizard medal. Okay. 1 Cosmic. 1 Cosmic. What are those customized cards called on the menu? You talking about these metal cards? They're just called metal cards, I'm pretty sure. They shouldn't be too hard to find. They're $9 each. I've got like 10 different cards. Like, look, we've got Pikachu VMAX. All right, from Vivid Voltage. He's pretty cool. We've got the Sky Rich Charizard. Huh, that's kind of neat. We have Shining Gyarados. I thought Shining Gyarados was kind of cool. So here's Shining Gyarados for Neo Revelation. And of course, we have all 3 of the base set cards. So here's like the Charizard, for example. And they're all $9. We got this one right here. I like this one a lot. And this is maybe one of the top 3 that's selling right now is the Illustrator card. Because everyone knows they're never going to afford an Illustrator. They're too absolutely rare. There's just so few of these in the world. There's probably like just a handful. So the Illustrator is very popular. Cosmic and Live. You got it, mister. Here's a Live pack. Your Live pack is a round of hollows. Okay, there we go. Wow, those are sweet. I will get some soon. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Also, I was added to the large custom for May 22nd late lunch payment. Oh, checking. Okay. Let's check the large. Adam Kozlowski. Let's see. It's possible I missed you. I've missed people before. I don't see you here. Checking if I was added to the large custom for March 22nd late lunch payment. You were funding me for the live, but said, oh, I know who you are. Thank you. I was hoping you would catch up to me in the middle of a live stream. Let's add you right now. You'd be surprised how hard it is to keep track of all this stuff, because yours is not the only issue I ever have going on. I like to fix things live because we can talk back and forth. So here it is, 15. Adam. Remember, there's only 17 spots, everyone. But don't buy into this unless you're ready to lose 40 bucks picking up 2 hollows, because plenty of people will get nothing but 2 hollows. Mr. Adam Kozlowski. But the large is almost done, so it's getting pretty exciting. There you go, Adam, and here's your Cosmic Eclipse. Are you ready? Mr. Adam. Sleep. And he pulls a low and Meowth. All right, Mr. 1 low and Meowth this time. Woo, those pricey Cosmic Eclipse booster packs. They're scary. And Adam, let's go find your bag. I'm burping up sardines, man. I had sardines right before we started. I actually could have started sooner, but I went ahead and had a little bit of a dinner before the stream began. And my dinner included a tin of sardines. Here it is, Adam Kozlowski. Mr. Adam. Got that shifty looking kitty cat there on the front. Jalapeno sardines. Actually you can buy spicy sardines. I don't need that because what I do is I already put hot sauce on them. So I've got my sriracha, and that's my favorite hot sauce, so I put sriracha on top of them. But what I get the Mediterranean style, and it'll have like a pepper and a carrot and a tomato in there. All right, Mr. Theo Lang. What's up, Theo? Mr. Could we pack grade a tag team Japanese pack, please? Thanks. tag team? Yes, we can. Let's see. Here we are. All right. Hopefully not one with the full art in it, but we'll never know unless it gets open. So, gosh, I hope this doesn't have the full art in it. Just saying that because I know we pulled a few cold ones in a row. Here we go, Mr. Theo. All right, this will be placed aside. The metal cards are fabulous for straightening bendy cards. Oh, that's a good point. Sandwich the bendy cards in the metal cards with the hair tie. Oh, that's a cool point to make. Do you have any non-graded cards you're willing to sell, says Claude. So you're referring to raw cards. I always do have raw cards, and I send them all off to grade because for me, I never have enough graded cards for sale. I'm always sold out. And so I constantly need new raw cards to ship out to PSA or CGC. So unfortunately, I don't have any raw cards for sale. Maybe someday, though. All right, we have Gavin Buzzard. What's up, Gavin? He says, one last Shiny Star V. Sorry for making a second order. No problem. Let's see what you get. Shiny Star for Gavin Buzzard. Sneep. You ready? That's Urshifu. Up! And Eternatus V. I can't do sardines. I know some people love them, but yeah, sardines are very fishy, and that's why I eat them. I eat them for the fishy flavor. It's very pungent, and it's a weird kind of like self-inflicting pain kind of enjoyment that you get out of them. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah, I taste the pungentness of the sardines, but that's why I like them. It's the same with the anchovies. It's that sort of terrible gagging moment when you hit that fishy flavor and you go, oh, that's terrible. I got to have more of it. You know, that's sort of what happens. Adam Woodcock, he says, one Shining Fates, I have a bag. You go, what is that pungent, fishy smell? It's almost like a dead animal. I mean, it is a dead animal, but it's like a dead, decaying animal. But that's why you eat them. Can I see my bag real fast? Says Mr. Gavin. You sure can, but let me put this stonk journer into Mr. Adam Woodcock's bag. Eat Filipino sardines. Filipino sardines? I didn't know that was. You know, there's probably a point where something is maybe too fishy for me or too pungent. So I'm sure I have my limit. I know my wife has like a very weak stomach. She'll smell something gross and it'll make her ill. And I'm like the other way around. Almost nothing makes me ill. Nothing's too gross. You know what I mean? Like we could be watching maggots eating a dead animal and I'll still be chewing, you know, I'll still be eating my bowl of cereal in the morning. It just doesn't affect me. But for her, it's like now she can't eat. She's got to put the bowl away. So very sensitive stomach versus a very non-sensitive stomach. Might just be physiological. Mr. Gavin, kind of interesting to think about, right? We got Eternatus, Dubwool, Applin, Lapras, Snorunt, Pangoro, and this lovely Pikachu's Zekrom, which is actually a good pull. I like this. Would you eat Rocky Mountain oysters? I mean, I don't want to eat the balls of another animal just because they're specifically the genitals of another animal. That's like eating, let's say, cat puke. Like, okay, if I was in a survival mode, of course I could eat cat puke. But is there a reason? Does it taste good? So I guess that's probably what I would end on is there some specific flavor that is so good you've got to have it from the Rocky Mountain oysters? And if not, no, I'm not going to eat something just because it was the balls of another animal. You know what I mean? That's silly and kind of like, it's definitely like juvenile. It's a weird thing, isn't it? Johnny Flores. Hey, mister. So last week I sent $88 for pack rate and Shiny Face. Looks like that payment cleared barely. Could I switch that for Battle Styles and live shipping if you haven't shipped my bag yet? If you have shipped my bag, can you send a refund? All right, you're totally confusing me. Let me go ahead and refresh because he said that wasn't the full order. Mr. Johnny Flores, this sounds like something we'll want to move over to a private chat in Discord first so that way I can sort it all out. But let's go ahead and open this up. What did I just tune into? What's up, man? So we're looking for another message from Johnny. Correct that. Can we do a straight refund minus the live ship on my bag has not been shipped? Okay, so Johnny Flores. Last week, $88 for a pack grade of Shiny Face. That payment cleared barely. Could I switch that for Battle Styles and live shipping if you haven't shipped my bag? Okay, so Johnny Flores, you don't want the live shipping. You know why? Because you're very close to getting free shipped. So that's my first advice, is don't spend your money on the live shipping, because you waited your turn in the free shipping channel and it's almost your turn. So you might as well save yourself $6 and enjoy the free shipping. So that's the first thing I'd say. The second thing is I would go looking in here for what you're describing. So let me find. So the problem is we might have already sent your pack out for pack grading. Let me go see if we've already sent your pack out for pack grading. I'll be right back. Because we did pack grading not too long ago. It's Johnny Flores, right? So let's see. Oh, wait. Or was it something? Aha! Wait a second. Pending. Got it. So you said it was a pending order and it was hanging right there. So Johnny Flores pending 1 Shining Legends, 1 pack grade. So I'm going to go ahead and refund this now. Okay, we figured it out, mister. You don't got to talk to me about it in Discord. We figured it out. Let me look you up. And I can see it here. It says cleared. So cleared. Pack grade 1 Shining Legends. Mister, you're the best pack, my good sir. Or your best pack. So we're going to go ahead and issue a refund. All right, mister, you are getting refunded on this pack grading. And there you go. It went through, Mr. Johnny Flores. Oops, I just shut down PayPal. Hold on, let me get PayPal back open, guys. Hey, TCC, is the tungsten ring a daddy ring replica? Yes, our rings are the same. So if you get one of these rings like I did, we have the same ring. They were manufactured together. That's the only merchandise I have are these tungsten rings. Because I'm a big fan of rings, and if I make more merchandise, it might just be another line of rings. I wonder what happened to Cole. Yeah, everyone, people fluctuate in and out. I think a lot of whether or not they stick around, a lot of it sometimes has to do with whether or not they can buy cards. So I think some people are really only in the community because they can afford to buy cards, and then when they can't afford it anymore, they say, all right, I got to get out of here. Maybe it's like other people realize they got to cut themselves off from it, because I know people have a lot of trouble resisting buying cards when they see them getting open. They go, oh man, I got to do that. Okay, Johnny Flores has been taken care of, and now we have John Ailman Palaganas. What's up, John Ailman? He wants a shiny star and a shining face. Let me just make sure this is right. Yep. 1 shiny star, 1 shiny face. You got it. Tony Pepperoni, what's up, man? We get people who stick around. For people who have stuck around for a long time, you've been here for a while, what would you say keeps you coming back? Do you just really, really love seeing the pack openings, or would you say there's a little bit more? Yeah, funds is a big factor. I agree. Here goes Mr. John Ailman. Sobble. There's Eldegoss. Suicune. Oh, man, you got like a hot pack, dude. Mister keeps coming. I come back for the TCCs. That's why I come back. Oh my gosh, I need that Zard. Must not spend rent. 20 hidden face, mister. Basically. So I've been saying open packs responsibly, because I can tell there's a little bit of a shopping addiction going on. A little bit. I can tell some people really like Pokemon cards. I usually don't type. I just like to listen to your advice. That's why I come back, but you never see me type. I'm still here. Got to spend on priorities before sneaking more packs. That's right. You're here for Kitty. Kitty is on the couch, I think, right now. She's always on the couch. Okay, so that was a great pack. And over here, we have another great pack. You pick up Phalanx. Emojis keep me coming back. Rate the new emoji, the cozy emoji. Cozy Pepe. Ailman, right here. Here for Kitty. Lots of Poke info here. That's true. My name is David. That's true. Your name is David. Let me get one more drink. Why am I so thirsty right now? Must be those salty sardines. You've been here since October. You like the people in the packs. Nice, man. Henry Leva. Let me get one of those shiny metal Charizards from Hidden Fates. Thanks, mister. You got it, mister. You talking about these fat boys? Oh, mister. I'm about to nut. All right, Henry, here you go. Where did we put Gavin? I thought we had, Oh, Gavin, I put you in the A box. What the hell? I was like, Gavin should have been in the front because he was the last bag in. Jansen McNeil, what's up, Jansen? He got a big order. He says, forgot to say happy Wednesday. 2 spots in the large. The large is now over. The large is over. So we're going to begin the large immediately. Mister, I've been here since that one guy donated 100 on Super Chat. That's why he blew up. That was a while back, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a while back. I think back then, somebody tried to actually take my channel down by sending a bunch of bots to my channel, which, of course, is very illegal. YouTube pays attention to that, and they don't like it when people do that. So what they do is they blacklist your channel. So I think one sneaky guy thought he would hire some bots and try to get my channel blacklisted with bots, and it didn't work. So maybe somehow YouTube was able to know that I wasn't the one who sent bots to my channel. All right. You've been here since 1,000 subs. That was a while ago. Okay, we're beginning the large. Let's go ahead and grab the Venusaur. That's the beautiful Venusaur that you guys are after. And then we have, the large is right here. Here are the actual booster packs. And for this large, we won't be shuffling the actual names. We'll be shuffling the booster packs because there's so few names. Well, I don't know. What do you guys prefer? Shuffled names or shuffled packs? I guess the benefit of shuffled names is that the last pack is the best, so it's a little bit like a countdown. So that's kind of cool. What do you guys think? Shuffled names or shuffled packs? Shuffle both. Shuffle names, shuffle me, shuffle both. A bit shaky for the large here. Oh, let's go through these, by the way. Jansen, Adam, Alexis, Francis, Alexander, Robin, Jonathan, Kyle, Dustin, Giovanni, Stephen, Kurt, Jonathan, Trenton, Eddie, and Alexander. So there's all the names. We like to do that so that if anyone says, hey, you missed me, we can go back and actually see all the names. Okay, so we're shuffling names, huh? Shuffle names, mister. We're shuffling the names right now. Not many names to shuffle. That's the challenge. I tell you what, since it's not many names, let me just do this. So this is a perfect shuffle, right? Because it goes back and forth 100%. So there's a perfect shuffle. And we'll do that one more time. That's what we would have done with the booster packs. Okay, so that creates booster box RNG. Oh, look at that. Whoever that was is going to be the guy who gets the pull. Good luck to him. Okay, and then over here, this is the last pack. You can see it has the actual card. So we know the order of the packs. We don't know the order of the names. That's the fun. You ready? May the last name win. That's right. Who's ready? Hit the like button if you're ready to see these open. Oops. What happened to Von Doom? He got pokey rich and bounced. Well, like many people, he spent a lot of money. He spent a lot. And then I think what happens is people go, oh my gosh, I can't keep spending money this way. So they go, all right, I'm taking a break. It's very, very common, actually. And he might have cards grading with me, so we'll see him again. Here goes. Mr. Dustin Day. Dustin Day? Oh, I shouldn't have thrown that. Should have saved it. Excuse me. Actually, I shouldn't have to keep track of that. So he gets 2 hollows. Dustin Day would be in the D box. And in fact, he's right in the front of the D box. Dustin Day. Pack number 2. Eddie Petty. Oops. So we got Eddie Petty. Here we go. Here's how I was doing in the past. Eddie Petty picking up Nidorina. Mr. Eddie Petty, huh? Where are we going to find Eddie Petty? Oops. Here he is. That's Nidorina Jungle. Yep, we're going through the large customs. Here's Age of Slash. Oh, for Alexander Hurst. Mr. Alexander, I know where your bag is. Just saw it. What's even the chase card? And this one is this Venusaur up on the right. So Venusaur is the pull. Kyle Brager. Mr. Kyle. Pulling around to hollows. Sorry, Mr. Kyle. Kyle Brager. Wherever he is. I don't see him. He may need a new bag, or he's in the overflow, one or the other. In this case, we'll get him a new bag. Need a bag. You got it, Mr. Kyle. Sorry about that. Tough pulls, huh? There can only be one. Who's next? Giovanni Bonaire. Mr. Giovanni pulling. Ooh, Orbeetle. Look at that. Wow. Crazy. Mr. Giovanni. Someday you'll bask in the glorious sun. Although in theory, it's possible that you never do. Which, if you could predict the future, you wouldn't buy any of these if you could simply know. He says, damn. Here we are, Giovanni Bonaire. Oh my gosh, you got that Corviknight though. I'm about to bust. All right. Ah, well. Alexis Carranza. I think he's new, right? He's like from today. Picking up Bellsprout. That's Bellsprout Tops. A vintage card. Here we go, Mr. Alexis. Adam Kozlowski. Picking up Gardevoir. All right, Mr. Adam. Pull your name from the same box, I think. I actually kind of like the large because there's not as many packs, so we get through it pretty quickly. I kind of like that about it. Here it is, Adam Kozlowski. Dude cut the cards. You could see it was a Pikachu. He flips the cards and still did the card trick. Video was so funny. All right, next we have Steven Tripp. Sorry, Mr. Steven. Today's not the day. You're going to get 2 hollows. Mr. Steven with an S. Shizuka, Sergio, Shooter, Shane, Steven Tripp. Tropius. What a strange Pokemon. Is he like a banana tree? What is he? He looks like a banana tree Pokemon. They said, you know what we need? Banana trees. We've got Executor, now we need a banana tree. Jansen McNeil. You ready, Jansen? Jansen, you pulled 2 holos. Sorry, Mr. Jansen. It's tough, man. You sub to the OnlyFans? Is that what you said? Mr. Jonathan Morris. Mr. Jonathan pulling 2 holos. Okay, you're not in here. Jonathan Cruz, Johnny Ceruzzi. All right, I think we'll create a new bag for Mr. Morris. I hope you don't do an OnlyFans live. Mr. A girl I played with in a video game is after my pants. Mister. Tell her the pants are yours. You don't give your pants up for anyone. Why am I writing Jansen on this? I'm crazy. Hold on. This was Jonathan Morris. Mister, what happened to the standing desk? We have a standing desk, but it's where I do a lot of other things. I do like the live shipping over there. What is going on with this pack? That was a bad pack. She's after what's inside the pants. Your wallet? Let's make sure it's a real girl. Oh, just make sure it's a real girl is what he said. It's true, it's the internet. Alexander Hurst. Sorry, Mr. Alexander. No luck. Picking up Indeedy Grookie. Mr. Hurst. Where am I going to run into you? You behind? Here he is. Sorry, Alexander. He was the first one in. All right, we're getting closer. Kurt Thomas. Not this time, Mr. Kurt. Kurt Thomas picking up 2 holos. I know he needs a new bag because I just shipped him. All right, Kurt Thomas. Going into the K-Box. Jansen McNeil. Ooh, I'm sorry, Jansen. Oh, but you got the full art to Dene at least. Whew, that's close. Picking up a full art. All right, what do we got? 4 left. Trenton Burton. Trenton's been in a lot of these. He's picking up 2 holos, 3 holos, I mean. Thomas Glucksman, Trenton Burton. Here you go, Mr. Trenton. Jonathan Morris again. Sorry, Jonathan Morris. He went pretty deep, huh? He was right at the end. 2 names left. And let's make sure there's 2 packs left. Yep, 2 names, 2 packs. Robin Escobar. Woo! Missed it by 1, man. Robin, you pull a round of holos. Oh, man. The best cold holos you've ever had of your life. So close you could taste it. All right, and the person who pulls it last is Mr. Francis Santos. Is he new? I don't even know Francis Santos. I'm going to guess he doesn't have like a huge bag or anything. Francis Santos. Congratulations to Mr. Francis Santos for pulling 1 Venusaur. Snipe! Mr. Francis, where would I find his bag? Hopefully he's watching. Damon. Francis Santos. Yeah, look, he's got a tiny bag. Woo! We'll say hot. You did it, Francis! PSA 10, number 97. Very good. Wow. So this card is valued around $700. He just pulled a Venusaur First Edition Expedition Holo, out of a booster pack. And, well, technically what he pulled was an energy card, and I do a trade with him for this. That's how we work it out. And Mr. Francis Santos' name goes on the back. He's relatively new to the channel, and it just shows you that anyone has a shot when it comes to opening these packs. Everyone has an equal chance. Even if you're not like experienced on this channel, even if you have a small bag, you have the same equal chance of pulling a hot card that everyone else has. Pretty remarkable. All right. Woo! Now, the fun part is we're allowed to do another large after that. We can host the next one. And I was thinking it could be a PSA 10 Charmander from the base set, first edition, because I've got one of those and I don't necessarily need it. Okay, so I'm going to go grab it. I'll show you. You're going to be like, wowee, really? You're not going to believe it. But I got to get moved. And, you know, one day I could buy it back, probably. Probably not for as much as I sold it, but that's something I'll figure out another day. Here it is. All right. So this card has gone up in price $700 since I bought it. Just trying to decide. Yeah, give me a minute. Let me sink in. I don't know. Well, one sold on March for a whopping $3,000. So I feel that 2.5 could even be low. I couldn't do 2,500. I think I would prefer to do 3,000. And since 3,000 is actually so high, I know there's one for sale right now for 2.5, but since that's so high, and I think the large would be enormous, I think we'll pass on this for now. It's too large. It's just too large. Look at that. That's what it used to cost. 19. So 19 moving up to 2.5, roughly getting close to 3K, I'd say. So it's almost doubled in price. Think about that for a minute. I'm sorry. I know I teased you all. It's a great looking card. I'm just concerned that the large would require a crazy number of spots for 3K. It's an awful lot of spots. It feels like we're getting kind of crazy with the large if we did that. Let me see if I have something else that's really cool though. Okay, guys, give me a minute. I have other cards that are pretty cool. Yeah, that card, 3,000 for that card is what I'd like to go for. He's only available for 2.5 right now, so I don't feel like I could justify 3K. And if he's going to move to 3K in a relatively short period, then I don't actually want to sell him right now. I apologize. I got you guys all hyped over that. Let's see. What about something else, though, kiddies? Let me look around for a minute. I might have something else you guys might like, okay? So don't get upset yet. All right, I got one that's pretty cool anyways. Are you guys ready for this? You guys will like this. Are you ready? You guys didn't know I had these because I was saving them. So for the large, I like to put actually pretty cool stuff in the large. How about this? PSA 10 Charizard from Shiny Star and PSA 10 Charizard from Shiny Star. So we could do those together as a double prize, kind of like the Espeon and the Umbreon. Remember that? Let me go find out what they're going for. That's from Shiny Star, right? Actually, here, let's just do, oops. Okay, looks like, oh, hold on, it looks like I would do about 500 on that one and about 675 on that one. Is that right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and add them together. So here's the deal. We're going to do $40 a spot. We're going to do 32 spots, okay? But there's two cards to pull, right? There's two, not one, but two cards to pull. So you have double the odds, right? So that's what we're going to do, okay? Let me go update the large. Where's the large? Oh, here it is. I didn't know it was above the vintage stuff. That's weird. All right, so the extra 2 spots will fund a raw card or 2 that I'll put in there. That'll be pretty cool, so that it doesn't feel like it's a totally cold box except for the 2 Charizards, right? So that's the point of all that. I'm gonna go ahead and save. That means your odds are about 1 in 16. Your odds are about 1 in 16 for pulling a Charizard. If you buy 2 spots, you have a very slim chance of pulling 2 of them, right? Both of your names would have to be at the end. So there we go. It's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and put these back here. I thought that Charmander was really cool too, but it's like $3,000. That's what I would want. I wouldn't accept it below 3,000 because I'm looking at it, and if it's sold in March for 3K, it means it's not going to be too surprising if it's going for 3K, let's say 6 months from now. So I would want about 3K for it. And if we'd done 3K, it would have been 75 spots. That's what it would have been for the Charmander, and it would have been only 1 pull, right? So 74 people would have lost 40 bucks, and then one insanely lucky guy would have picked up like 2.5 thousand. It's just kind of like too much for me, you know. It's kind of like, it's like flying too close to the sun. Something about it just doesn't feel right. It feels too much like a jackpot, maybe, rather than just a hot pull. We should do a super large, 10 spots, 300 each. Maybe. That sounds like it could spell disaster too. I don't know. I think there will be people who have such strong buyer's regret at that point. So I think what we have going on with these 2 Charizards will work out lovely. Okay, let's begin. So after Jansen, we are back to Mr. Wayne Wortman, who's been waiting a good long time for his turn. Sorry, Wayne. Wayne says, Mister, I'd like 1 large custom booster, 1 fossil custom booster, and 6 Japanese battle styles, and a new bag. What's up, Wayne? So, Wayne, I don't know if you're still here. Do you want me to put you into the new large? Because I can place you into the new one. The old one's over now. The new large is for 2 Charizards from Shiny Star V. They look fantastic. I think it'll be very popular. So it's fair for you to just jump into that one if you want. But if you're not a fan of Charizard and only a fan of Venusaur, he says yes. Okay, there we go. Just waiting for an answer. Because I know there's a little bit of a delay. Here you go, Mr. Wayne. You're the first one in. All right. Oh, I don't need to do that. I'm going crazy. So that's the new large. Good luck to everyone. And we'll have like 2 or 3 hot raw card pulls, like full arts and stuff. So that your only pulls aren't just the Charizard, but you might pull some cool full art. Now, you also ordered a fossil, I believe. Yes. The fossil continues to move. It's like an iceberg. You know, it's funny, I think that the large and the fossil detract greatly from the live custom boosters, which used to be the only thing people would buy. There you go, Mr. Wayne. Mr. got me ordering again just for that fat lizards. We also need 6 Japanese battle styles in a new bag. You got it, mister. 6 of them. Grabbing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Yeah, those Charizards, they're really cool. Sad to see them go, actually. But, you know, that's just how it is. Again, I need to move. So one day I might just be buying them back and tossing them right back into my collection. But not today. Can you help me play Dark Souls? Hit the roll button. Grab a Great Shield and guard. We've got Torkoal. Cold. Speaking of which, guys, I believe the Monster Hunter Rise game comes out today or tomorrow. It's either today or like tomorrow at midnight. So you guys are probably going to see the lunchtime stream disappear. We probably won't have time for the lunchtime stream anymore. And it's going to be the TheCardconomist playing Monster Hunter Rise once again. So that's probably what you'll see. And I hope you guys will consider joining me over there and stopping in and saying hi. And watching a little Monster Hunter. That's the what I originally got is, well, on YouTube, I didn't originally get started with Monster Hunter, but that was the first game that brought me real success on YouTube. It was Monster Hunter. Lance apology video? That's right. I'll make another video, Lance apology video, but it'll be like satirical, and I'll still be calling out the Lance. Wow, mister, that was 6 packs, and you only got 1 Stoutland. That's pretty rough. Only if you play Pokemon games. Well, that's fair, too. We will play more Pokemon games, but right now we're still waiting for those remakes and the Arceus game as well. It's Arceus, right? So when those come out, we will be playing that, and I do have old live footage of some of the other, like Blue and Silver and stuff like that. So we could replay Blue, I suppose, or Red or something. Replay the original games. There's a lot of young people today who never played those original Pokemon games, so they don't really appreciate what they were like back then. The artworks in the video games were really bizarre, and they set the tone for Pokemon back then, and they were just mind-blowingly successful. So if you never played the old Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow, you really ought to, because it helps explain the success of the cards. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we got Final Fantasy cards, and I've never played the original Final Fantasy games. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go play some Final Fantasy. After Wayne Wartman, we have Mr. Edwin Acosta. He says, what's up, Mr. 2 Fossil Customs and 3 Cosmic. Okay, 2 Fossil, 3 Cosmic. I'm playing Yellow on my 3DS right now. Sweet. Let's get those 2 fossils for you. The games back then were so bad and full of glitches, but it's fun nonetheless. Yes, I agree. Definitely. They were iconic in their time. I heard that the guy who worked on Pokemon, what would it have been? The one that came after Gen 3, he was so anxious about the game succeeding that he got like stomach ulcers and stuff like that because there was so much pressure. Many people back then thought that Gen 1 and Gen 2 were a fad and that Pokemon was just going to fade into the background like many other video games. And he was being pressured by Nintendo and by the Pokemon Company and all that, you know, creatures and all that, to make the game so successful that it becomes the best-selling game, just like Gen 1 and Gen 2. So he was under enormous stress, and it was affecting him physiologically because the stress was so high to make that game just as successful as Red and Blue and Silver and Crystal and all that other stuff. Must be tough. He should have had that whole minimum wage, minimum effort personality type, right? Imagine having that attitude. It's just the wrong attitude. I don't understand people. All right, first of all, we got Alolan Persian. We got Xatu. And Trapinch. All right, Persian, Trapinch, and Xatu. That's not a Red's Pikachu. Where's Red's Pikachu? He definitely nailed Gen 3. Yeah, he did a good job. Does Edwin Acosta need a new bag? Edwin, do you need a new bag? I don't think you do. I think you had me save your good ones. Christian Pikachu VMAX? What? Are you talking to somebody named Christian? That's probably what you're saying. Thought you were saying a Christian Pikachu. A Pikachu who goes to church. Kitty got her own full art. My wife is a big fan of Persian and Suicune, so you guys should donate one to her someday. Emily Parrish says, 2 live custom boosters, please. I have a bag under Emily Parrish. Nice to meet you, Emily. You got a bag, huh? So let's see what you get. Pack number 1 is a round of hollows. And baggie number 2 is also a round of hollows. I'm sorry. Just hollows. Where's that hot one? Be careful with those lives. Got to get a snipe. You never know where the snipe's going to be, though. That's the problem. Let's see. Eduardo, Evan, Eero, Efrain. I've gotten better at making these customs to make them more unpredictable by rearranging packs in a certain pattern. So I've gotten even better at that because I think people were kind of catching on to sort of patterns, you know what I mean? Johnny Ceruzzi, hey, mister, may I please order 1 live custom and live shipping? You got it, Mr. Johnny. Johnny picking up a round of hollows. There you go, Mr. Johnny. He wants some live shipping tonight, guys. What do you think? Live shipping? Is that allowed? I'm not sure that's allowed. Let's hope the Pokemon generation lives on for a long time. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, look how well Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are doing, even with no, like, super mainstream TV shows, super mainstream video game titles. They're still holding on. So the fact that Pokemon is still, like, #1 all this time later means that even if Pokemon did kind of fade into the background and it wasn't so mainstream, the collectability of the Pokemon brand would remain high for a long time, in my opinion. All right, that's for that's Jonathan Cruz. Where the heck is... I'm sorry. Where the heck is Johnny Ceruzzi? Did I miss him? Here we go. I did miss him. His name was kind of folded over. All right. Pokemon as a super eternal company is crazy, to be honest. It seems they can slip but never fall. Yeah, well, and hopefully not too much slipping, because that's probably inaccurate that they can never fall. It's probably the truth that they actually eventually can fall. But hopefully they avoid that by making smart moves and corrections. And, you know, we've seen the Nintendo brand itself really struggled with the Wii U. Remember the Wii U? But then they came back with the Nintendo Switch. So they're not stupid over there. They've got an idea of what they're doing. I feel like sometimes Nintendo is a little slow compared to other gaming companies. But they do understand gaming, and that's what's important. All right, I'm printing. I think that the Arceus Legend game has a lot of opportunity to fix some of the problems that were true in the Gen 8. Okay. I really wish they would get on board with having quality internet already. You know what I mean? Like good servers. It's like, come on, Nintendo. It's freaking 2021 now. How can you still have such bad internet? Online, you know, like internet. All right, hold your eardrums. We're using the tape in 3, 2, 1. the way. There we go. And Mr. Johnny Ceruzzi, you are live shipped. I'm gonna go get myself a drink real fast because this drink is empty and I'm thirsty as heck. Ooh, that's good. So smooth. All right. Whew. Let's see. We have Johnny Flores. Oh, that's a refund to Johnny Flores. Whoops. And let's go ahead and refresh. All right, so we're refreshing. There we go. So I see a string of like 40s. That must be for the Charizards. You guys are too funny. Here's the refund to Johnny, and I'm just gonna check and make sure nothing before that was missed. Looks good. All right. We move on to Mr. Dustin Day. Hello, Dustin. He says, I would like 2 Japanese battle styles. All right. 2 Japanese battle styles. You got it, mister. 1 Shiny Star V. 1 Shiny Star V, huh? One live custom booster. You got it. Oh, mister. What'd you get? 10 Shiny Fates. Woo! All right. Square Enix Avenger games were so bad. Man, I miss playing video games. I miss it so much. But at the same time, I really, really, really like running this channel because it's cool in its own way. And I like that we deal with like real money almost, you know what I mean? Like, oh wait, he keeps this. That's the point. So to me, it's shocking that we could do something like a fossil box break. And that's exciting in a way that video games are not. Video games are just like, you get a high score, but the numbers of the high score are meaningless. You do a fossil break, somebody pulls like a $7,000 Dragonite out, and it's like, dude, my pee-pee gets so hard when I see that. It's crazy. I think that's probably why people enjoy these box breaks with like Leonhardt and Pokerev so much. It's because it's a lot crazier than just seeing like some artificial score where nothing is that meaningful. You know what I mean? So like a high score in a video game's not as crazy as like these 2 Charizards right here. Look at this. All right. Oh, there we go. I'm blinding myself. Let's get these sneaked. I don't watch Monster Hunter, but if there's Kitty Cam, I might watch. Kitty Cam. There we go. I don't get why they released Cyberpunk in the state it was in. They should have came out and explained the situation and delay again. Okay, we've got Minchino. He didn't say live ship, did he? No, he got a live custom booster. Here's Minchino. This again is for Mr. Dustin Day. Dustin Day, it's your turn. So we got Toxtricity and Crobat. All right. Double hit. So far, so good. That's Boss's Orders. We got Choodle. Eldegoss. Can I ask, do you buy Japanese pack loose or by the box? I tend to only buy Pokemon cards by the case, which is extra expensive. You want to know why it's extra expensive? Because anyone who's been doing this for a long time has figured out that when you buy by the box or by the pack, that the person selling to you can be scamming you by searching the packs or by weighing the packs. So I like to buy cases, and I pay a premium to get those cases. They're expensive. Cases are expensive. We got Delmise. Yeah, if you guys ever wonder, man, why do we pull so many God packs and Charizards on the Cardconomist channel? Well, probably because I've never bought. I haven't bought loose stuff in a long time. I only buy the expensive stuff. I only buy like the whole cases. And then as people will tell me like, oh, the pull rates on these are so low. Well, maybe for people who are like buying from scammers or buying from people who have searched the product. But for us, it's actually generally pretty high. Flapple. You would think cheaper because it's in bulk. Nope, it's actually more expensive because you're guaranteed it's unsearched. Oh, Bronzong. All right. Like just the other day, didn't Kara Nichols pull out another Charizard VMAX or something like that out of the Shiny Star, I think? And somebody else got a God Pack from the Shiny Star. You don't see that often. People think that it's super duper rare. And it is. Especially the God Packs are actually legitimately pretty rare. But you just see it occur a lot on this channel. I'm telling you guys, I get you the good stuff, and it costs a lot. You got a lot of people who want to sell the boxes, or you got people who want to sell the individual packs. I know why. It's because they've already pulled Charizard, and now they're saying, now I'm going to cut my losses, and I'm going to get rid of all my other stuff. That's what they're doing to you. You don't know that because you're still new to this. All right, there's Buzzard. Woo! Not a bad box, but I notice no full art shiny in this box. So you got Minccino, Toxtricity, Birdkeeper's okay, Reshiram, Dracovish. Yeah, it's not a bad ETB. Look how many pulls that is. Out of 10 packs, huh? All this out of 10 packs. Shiny Fates has to go up in price. It's got too many pulls. That or the PSA slabs are not going to be very valuable. So it might not go up in price, but the PSA slabs won't be that valuable. So that's for Mr. Dustin Day. So that's the alternative, because there'll be so many. And Mr. Dustin, you got a nice thick bag. Cool. You're in the overflow now, Mr. Dustin. Jansen says, 2 week packs, please, hoping to redeem myself after the large custom. Oh, man, Jansen, that was really tough timing. You almost redeemed yourself. All right, it's going to be 2 holos this time, Jansen. I'm sorry. Jansen, that is just unlucky. You came right after Dustin Day. Dustin Day sniped it. Oh, mister. I'm sorry, man. That's how it goes. How much is the Blaine's Charizard? 600 something. It's an 8.5. Graded by CGC. They tend to be really tough. So here it is, 625. It looks extremely clean. I think it does deserve the 8.5 based on what I'm looking at. Would it grade 9 with PSA? Maybe. Could go the other way. It could grade 8 with PSA because there's 2 white dots. I don't know how they would take that. 8.5 seems to be about appropriate. So I agree with the grade in this case. Next up, we have Claude Gavin. Claude says, 1, Darkness Ablaze. Just 1, huh? You got it. How you doing tonight? Says Mr. Ricardo. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Ricardo? It's Wednesday night, and I'm all right. We got Bonsweet. Sweet. He's so sweet. That's for Mr. Claude. Colton, Claude Gavin. All right. I just saw a TikTok with dolphins in the Hudson River, and someone commented, dolphins made it to the hood. Made my night. Henry Leva. 1 shiny large. All right, you got it, Mr. Henry. So people at this point know that the large is available, and we're probably going to write up a few of these, at least. Oops. Henry. There you go. After Henry, we have Mr. Matthew Fowler, who says 2 of them. All right, Matthew. See, when you buy 2 spots, you give yourself a chance to pull both Charizards, which is the craziest thing. But also, if you miss twice as hard. Right? So, keep that in mind. That $80 for 2 spots can quickly turn into 4 holo cards. I like people to be very aware of the reality of things when they're buying these. For some people, it will do that. But for Mr. Matthew Fowler, it'll turn into 2 Charizards. Good luck, Mr. Matthew. Jonathan Morris wants 2 team-ups. Damn. For Pepe Koze. For Mr. Oh, man. Are you saying you're donating it? I think he's donating 2 team-ups to me. All right. So we got 2 team-ups. This is from Jonathan Morris. He says 2 team-up for Mr. Really? Wow, that's pricey as hell. Thank you so much, Jonathan Morris. Let's see if we can get a hit out of here. If we do, I'll send it off. Wish there was a way to keep track of it and know when it's a gift. Oh, I know what. If it's a hit, we'll put it into the signature folder. That's what we'll do. Everyone in chat has a Pokeball. Very cool. So that's a whiteback. It is a hit. Oh my God, we actually got a hit. Bro. Jonathan Morris. What? Look at this. I didn't even know this existed. That's from Team Up? I didn't know that existed. What is this? Has anyone seen this? I didn't know that was in the box. All right, what do we have on the second pull? Nidoking Kakuna. So, Mr. Jonathan Morris, I'm going to write your name on the card. We're not going to grade it. We're not going to sell it. It's going to have your name on it. And you'll be in that folder. Damn. That's cool as F. Jonathan Morris. I forgot about this card, man. He says, you should reread my comment. It wasn't a gift. Okay, I just made a big deal out of it. He's saying it wasn't a gift. Jonathan Morris, congratulations on the Gengar Mimikyu. I'm acting like it is a gift. He says, what? He said it wasn't a gift. Let me read it again. Maybe he means for Pepe. Your comment is 2 team up for Pepe Koze, Mr. Thank you. So maybe I thought you were saying 2 team up for Mr. and you're saying Pepe Koze. Thank you. All right, so I thought this whole time it was a gift. Let's take a look at it. Don't worry about it. It's not that awkward. Let's see if it grades 10, huh? Let's take a look at your card. Mr. Jonathan, I think it definitely could grade 10. You should definitely send it out. I didn't even know this card existed, dude. That's a cool card. I love it. All right, and your bag. I tell you what, because the card's so cool, I'm going to put it into a card saver right now. We'll put your name at the bottom. We'll keep it onto the we'll keep it on the table. He says, "No, I feel bad." Oh, don't feel bad, man. That's okay. You pulled it, you paid for it, it's all yours. I misread the comment. It sounds like you're gifting it. Team up for Mr. That's what it actually says. So maybe you meant team up for Pepe. Here you go, Mr. Jonathan. I think you mean team up for Pepe because team up, the idea of the Pepe Koze has like 2 people in it, right? And so I think that's what he's trying to say. But today's your lucky day, Mr. Jonathan, because you hit on an extremely good card. All right, there you go. That's okay, Mr. Jonathan. Let's move on to Mr. Alex Veneration. He says, just for the fat lizards, 2 large customs. You got it, Alex. I won't like cry myself to sleep or anything, so I'll be fine. 5 and 6. Alex. You know what I should have done? I should have waited until you confirmed it was a gift. That's what I should have done. It sounded like it was one. Wow, we're going to be opening this large tonight, boys. Maybe. All right. Good luck, Alex. What's next? Jonathan Cruz. What's up, Jonathan? Hey, mister. One Sword and Shield, Shiny Star, Japanese. Please, I have a bag. All right, you got it. Wow, so many people were opening up Team Up 2. And there it is, that Gengar Mimikyu is awesome looking. I only bought one large, says John Westfall. So, Mr. Jonathan Cruz. I think that's the best pull of the night. What do you guys think that's worth? That's got to be like $500 at least. If it grades 10. That's the best pull tonight so far, in my opinion. Zamazenta, how much more stream of the night? We've got at least another 40 minutes for you to open up packs, okay? Another 40 minutes for you to order packs. So, Mr. Jonathan Cruz, let's go find your bag. Oh, look, it's Jonathan Cruz. Jonathan's like, it's not a gift. It is now. I just take it. Damon Sims, he says, one large. You got it, Damon. All right, here you go, Mr. Damon. Next up, we got Ricardo Lopez, who says one large custom booster. You got it, Mr. Ricardo. All right, Ricardo Lopez. Next up, Jonathan Westfall. He says, hey, mister, let me get one spot in the large and that Charizard metal card. I need a new bag. You got it, Jonathan Westfall. How many spots are left? 32 minus 9, which is 23. 23 spots left so far. Okay, now Jonathan Westfall also wants one of these lovely Charizards. This is a metal SV49 Charizard. Pretty cool, huh? If I could get a lewd character onto one of these metal cards, would you guys like that? Like a lewd Misty or something like that? Thinking about it. Draven Alvarado. What's up, Draven? He wants two large. You got it, Mr. Draven. Alvarado. Remember, do the math in your head, guys. 32 spots means 30 guys go home with mostly just hollows, okay? So I just want to remind you all. Again, I like to keep everyone's expectations realistic. 30 guys go home with just 2 hollows in their bag. 30 guys do, and 2 guys go home with the Charizards. Or maybe one very lucky guy. All right, he'd also, Mr. James O'Brien wants 2 of the new large spots. And then he wants, thanks, Mr. Also, 1 Sun and Moon Shining Legends. Ah, 1 Shining Legends. Okay. So, Mr. James. Misty's Tears on a metal card. Oh, that's not a bad one. Once you go Brock, you don't go back. That doesn't rhyme, though. Once you go Brock, you're as hard as a rock. I don't know. James O'Brien. Good luck. Easy pulls. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, and then the Sun and Moon Shining Legends. You'll have to give me a moment, as I'll need to extract it. Hey, mister, why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies? But you cook bacon and bake cookies. Bruh. One Shining Legends for Mr. James O'Brien with one Shining Mew inside. Just a hollow Reshiram and a hollow Virizion this time, mister. Woo! Those Shining Legends, they're tough. Why are they so tough, man? They are tough. There you go, Mr. James. Sorry, James. Better luck next time. Dustin Day says, hello, mister. 2 lucky large custom booster entries for the Charizard, please. You got it, Dustin. I don't need a new bag, or it's bulk. This would all be bulk. Your hollows are in here, okay? But they're sitting in here just like they'd sit in a regular booster pack. Okay, so this is going to be 14 and 15. Dustin Day. There we go, Dustin. Mr. Dustin. Justin Ellison says, hello, mister. I'd like one spot in the large for the Zard. Okay, Justin Ellison. Wow, that was much faster than the Venusaur, that's for sure. Robin Escobar. What's up, Robin? One Fossil Custom for me. All right, Robin. Okay. And this goes here. Nancy Luna. How's it going, Nancy? Mister, I want 3 Shining Fates and a Charizard GX metal card. You got it. Shining Fates, right? Here they are. What if someone wins both? You said you want me to buy 16 spots in the large? Imagine if you did, and then you still didn't pull a Charizard. Woo! That would be pretty toasty, huh? Here's Choodle. And actually, you got a bulk box. Choodle's going to go back into the bulk. Boss's orders. Oh, no. Woo! There we go. Dedenne and Cinderace. I was getting nervous for you there, Nancy. I was like, what if all 3 packs were cold? But that never happens here with Shining Face, does it? Shining Face way too generous. If you bought 16 packs right now, you'd have a 50% chance to pull... Wait, what would you actually have? It'd be better than 50. You'd buy half the spots. You'd be getting 50% chance to pull either card, and maybe a smaller chance, a 50% chance to pull both cards. But if you didn't pull either of the cards, you would just straight up lose whatever 40 times 16 is, which is like 400 plus 240, which is 640. So you just straight up lose $1,000, more than $1,000. But you can't do that, because then you'd have to tell your mom, Mom, I lost all my money. Here's Nancy. Nancy, your bag's really heavy. It's actually got me a little concerned. The other night, we had one of the boxes up top tipped down, and I believe it's from all these heavy metal cards resting in the front of the box, and I think it pulls the box down. We might have to start doing a thing where we weigh the box down as a counterweight We may need to add 3 of these to the back. You said that I run out of cards and I'll be forced to put the Charizard in. Mister, I don't know if that'll happen. I got a lot of cards. If I sold all my PSA cards, I mean, I would definitely be moving. I got some pokey stonks over here. All right, so we got these metal cards in the back, and maybe they act as a counterweight. Well, that whole box feels really heavy. Okay, that was for Miss Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. Let's go ahead and refresh. You guys want to see Kitty? Here's Kitty. You ready? Kitty's just watching. What you doing down there, Kitty? She's behind us watching, waiting to kill us. Waiting for that moment. Wow, I'm so jealous of this Gengar Mimikyu. Jonathan, you gotta sell it to me. I wonder if it could pull 10. I'm looking for, like, flaws. All right, Jonathan, $500 store credit for that one. I will send that off and get a 10 on it. $2 grand. I think that's too much. $2 grand buys you a lot, but maybe 500. 500 and you don't even have to wait for it to grade. So let's see. After Nancy, we have Matvey Batwev. Hello, mister. Can I get 2 Shiny Star V and 4 Vivid? I guess the problem is if it graded and it came back like a 9, so that would be the problem. Maybe a deal where, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. So that's 2 Shiny Star V and 4 Vivid. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the risk would be on me. Let me take another look at it. Hold on. Would it actually have a chance at a 10? Yeah, I think it has a shot. The centering looks good enough. It's not perfect. It's slightly thicker on the right. And when we flip it around, we see the same deal. It's slightly thinner on the left here. But the edges look very clean. Yeah. This card has a shot at a 10 at PSA. Obviously not CGC because there'll be buttholes to it. Sneep. I'd probably, if I'm being realistic, I'd probably do $450 store credit. 50 of the dollars is for grading. So I'd probably do $450 store credit on a card like that. Because I don't have that one and I want it. You got a card I want for once. A lot of people pull cards and I go, I don't need it. Mr. Matvey Batwev, what's up, man? Let's get you some hot pokies. How much is that card worth PSA? I believe that card would be worth at least $500 as a 10. That's why I originally offered $500. But, you know, if he wants it, he should keep it because it's a cool card. I mean, that's the only reason I want it. 500 sold, mister. We got Barracuda and Boltund. Last sold was 525. Oh, very interesting. Well, the thing is, if it comes back and there was some flaw in it that I can't see with my own eye, and it grades 9, I'll get freaking screwed then. So if it came back 9 for some reason, you know, then really if it came back 9, he would be getting an extremely good deal at $450. Whereas if it came back 10, it's not as good of a deal, but he got his money today as opposed to waiting 10 months for it to grade and then, you know, getting to sell it 10 months later. And then also there's the cost of the actual grading. So that's part of his cost if he were to grade it and sell it later. That's colossal. So there's kind of a balancing act going on. But I'm looking at it. I think it has a shot at a 10. I've seen cards that look like they have a shot at a 10 come back a 9 frustratingly. But yeah, I mean, I like the card a lot. I've got the other Gengar Mimikyu. I got the rainbow rare version of it. Mister, I seen a small white dot on the card. Did you really? You might be seeing white dots from the card saver, but it's one of the nicest deals. Well, he doesn't have to trade it. You guys don't have to pressure him or anything. It is actually an offer, though, by the way, if he's listening. So, Mr. Matt, do you got a bag? I don't know if Matt has a bag. I don't recognize your name. I'll get you a new bag. $4.50 and a loose handy. Mr. Wouldn't be the odds be less than 50% if you bought 16 spots, because wouldn't it be more like 25% chance because the cards have to be drawn consecutively at the bottom? Well, the consecutiveness doesn't change your odds. Yeah, that doesn't change your odds. It would be if you own half of the cards, you should have a 50% chance of drawing both cards if you bought 16 of them right now. To pull a single card, it should be higher than 50%, correct? Somebody correct me if I'm doing my math wrong on that. Is it? No, you might be right. It might be 50% to pull one card, and it might be a lower percentage to pull both. I'm probably doing my math wrong. Definitely wrong. My bad. I never liked doing math for odds. Odds are annoying. Bat 12. It might be 50% to pull one card. 25% of 0. 75% of 1 or more. 25% of both, says James. Oh, is that correct, James? Very cool. Okay, so that's for Mr. Matt Vey. Claude Cavan. You know what? I did have to take a course. It wasn't even a math course. It was a computer science course, and we had to do math for odds, the odds of an event occurring. And I did not. Well, I passed it, but I didn't do well, and I hated it. It was, you know what it was? It's like I wanted to just code. I didn't want to have to code math, and so I just kind of, you just kind of grind through it, and then you're like, I'm never remembering any of that. F that. That's kind of how it went, and that's how I am still today with that. Statistical odds of an event occurring are very annoying. Okay, Mr. Claude, one cosmic and live shipping, he says. Good luck, Mr. Claude. Dude, heck probability. I know, right? Can't believe we forced kids to learn it. I'm sorry, Mr. Claude, just a reverse hollow in that pack. That's some tough luck. Let's get you live shipped. Imagine getting neither of them, though. Wouldn't that... You lose, like, so much money. Is PSA picking up their packages from FedEx and UPS? What? I have no idea. All right, Claude. With the live shipping. Print. Jonathan says he'll think about it on the Gengar. You give it a think over. If you really love it, don't trade it to me, okay? Keep it if you really love it. But then again, with $450, you can take a few shots at pulling the Charizard VMAX out of Shining Fates, which just came out. So you started with $50 or whatever you spent opening those 2 packs, and then to jump from that to $450 is pretty cool. But if you decide that you like the Gengar enough, then just keep the Gengar. What do you think of that, kitty? You could even take the $450 and use that money to buy one of my PSA cards if you think about it. All right, Mr. Claude, hold your eardrums. I'm using tape in 3, 2, 1. You could take that $450 and apply it toward one of the fossil packs. Then you would need about $350 more to pay for the rest of the pack, and you would be in the box break. Sorry, kitty. I kind of bumped kitty there. Okay. Mr. Big T says, one large custom booster. You got it, Big T Exotic. Pokemon says his best option is swapping for a PSA card, and that's a guaranteed item. Yeah, for sure. He could do something like that. For example, here's a Suicune. Right, and that's already a 10. But, you know, it is tempting to pick up something like the Fossil Booster because you could pull a genuine WotC Vintage Holo out. And if you don't, you might end up with the sealed first edition Fossil Pack, which is going to be quite valuable anyways. All right. Mr. Big T. Sweet. Good luck, Mr. Big T. Ricky Longshaw says, one large. Why not keep it sealed and graded for fossil? It seems like a bomb trade. That Suicune is sick. What about PSA Express? If I bought this, I will not be sending it PSA Express. These days, I send nothing. Nothing gets sent Express for myself. It's a waste of money. That's what I've concluded. I'll simply wait 10 months. It's a very long time to wait that long. I probably won't even remember how I obtained it. It'll be so long. But it'll be 10 months later, and I will avoid paying PSA's annoyingly high grading price. Enrique Ascension, he says, hey, mister. Well, and the thing is, I've always got this amount of cards that are going out and coming back. So for me, it'll just be all part of the same flow. Mister, I want 2 Vivid Voltage, 2 Vivid, and 1 General Mill. Cash out. When you win on a slot machine, do you keep playing or do you cash out? Keep playing. Duh. 1 General Mills. Okay, there we go. Sneep. Oh man, this music's so good. It's from the same game, Equinox. Going the bulk regular route for PSA grading, good chance cards will increase in value. Yeah, I mean, so all cards appreciate though. So you're going to say, well, this card will appreciate in value by the time you get it back. While that's true, this card will appreciate in value as well. So if you can take cash, no matter what you do with that cash, all Pokemon cards will probably appreciate in price. One question you can ask yourself is which one of these is likely to increase faster, the Gengar or the Suicune? For these 2 cards, I would be willing to bet they go up in about the same rate. Suicune's very popular, Gengar, Mimikyu is popular. So on the other hand, if you had a PSA 10, let's say Rattata, he will not go up quite as fast. You might still collect Rattata just because you want him in your collection to say you have him. But all cards will go up in price. So I've had some people try to negotiate prices with me before, and they say, yeah, well, the card will go up in price at PSA. That's true, but I can take $450 and buy Suicune instead of buying your raw card, and I've already got the 10, and the card will go up just like the Gengar will while it's waiting to be graded. So that's it's a very interesting concept. The other thing you can do is instead of having $450 of a raw card or of a Suicune, you can have $450 of, let's say, Shining Legends, and Shining Legends will go up in price as well. So, basically what I'm saying is graded booster packs or raw booster packs that are ungraded. So your money is always going to be, in my opinion, moving up with the Pokemon cards, especially right now with what's probably inflation going to set in because of the amount of money printing they want to do. And man, they want to do another stimulus. I heard about that today. They want to do another stimulus. So I don't know, man. It's kind of scary. I'm surprised we haven't seen a bunch of inflation already. But I swear to God, that money has to be changing something somewhere. You know what I mean? Like the price of houses, for example, is exploding right now. It's higher than ever. And probably because people want to secure some land because they're expecting the value of land to go up with all this money printing. One of the things you can own other than gold, I guess Bitcoin. Bitcoin has, by the way, been going down for a while. I hope it picks back up because I'm down like $600 with Bitcoin. It's kind of annoying. I went from having $400 up to like $600 down. So I hope it jumps back up. And so gold, Bitcoin, collectible cards, I guess, is one of them. All my cards are doing really well. And What else could you buy? You could buy some other stuff. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's more you can buy. But people buy the stuff that they know, and I know cards really well. And I think that the cards have gone up in price quite a bit. So Mr. Enrique says, I have a bag and Nancy's book box. All right, mister, let me grab this real fast. So these are your cards. Wait, are they? No, they're not. I think these might have been the cards. Are they? What'd you pull here? Vivid Voltage? 2 Vivid Voltage, 1 General Mills. Did I throw your cards away? Oh, this is it. This is the General Mills. Got it. All right, I had it right the first time. Because the General Mills packs, they're really interesting. What the General Mills packs do is they just pull from any set, common and commons. Can't you just go to California to PSA itself and get it graded faster? I don't think they allow walk-in anymore. Nancy Luna has a bag. Here it is. The amount of stimulus people are getting is freaking silly. Yeah, it's a big wealth redistribution. But I think what you're really redistributing, I said this yesterday, you're taking money out of the middle class and giving it to the poor class, who then buy goods that sends that money up to the super wealthy, super elite 1%. The people who control all the assets. You buy their crap, and then they're the ones who get rich from all this stimulus. Enrique. The people who get poor are all of the 9-to-5 workers who see inflation, but not a raise in their wages. So their wages don't go up, but the price of everything around them goes up. So the price of a stock goes up. Well, it's not like that stock is paying out more dividends necessarily. It's paying out the same number of dividends it used to pay. However, it costs more now because everyone received their stimulus check and then they ran off and bought stocks with that stimulus check. So you see inflation in asset prices, including homes. Like right now, my wife and I are trying to buy a home. Well, we're poorer right now because the price of homes are blowing up. So we have less money because it takes more money to buy a house. All right, next up we have Mr. Jonathan Morris. He says, now this one is a gift for you, mister. 1 Shining Legends. I know I didn't have to, but you were so excited. All right, so hopefully Mr. Jonathan Morris. So Jonathan Morris is gifting me this very expensive Shining Legends. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Test Tube Mewtwo. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be a holo. Jonathan, you're blessed with the Poke Luck tonight or something. Wow, Shining Arceus. Look at that. I don't know what it is, Jonathan, but wow. You got the Poke Karma on your side. So I'll do the same thing as before. I'm going to write your name on that Shining Arceus, and I'm going to put this in the signature folder, okay? You got the Poke Luck tonight. There we go. And we want the time, too. So the time is 3:24. Can I have that back? Wait a second, that one wasn't a gift. I'm just teasing you. Well, he might have been saying something else. I'm not sure if that other one was a gift. He's saying it's not, so I'm just going to believe him. This is money, guys. I'm going to have a little sip of my drink since I'm standing. Whew. Okay. Here's the signature book for those of you who haven't seen it before. I don't know whose that is. It doesn't have a name on it. There's Ryoma, Kyle Johnson, T. Lepper, Gus Esp. That was back when we used nicknames. In hindsight, nicknames weren't such a good idea. There's CS Man and Poke Kobe. Kyle Johnson follows Chalk. Lots of people in here. Ashton Raymore, Giovanni Bonaire, Kyle Doss, Mary Kay, Ryan Pieta, Kara Nichols. Okay, we're going to add Jonathan Morris to this now. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to go back through the folder and organize them by the most expensive cards. so that we can see who made like the most generous donation. You know, just because I guess they deserve it. They gave up the most, so why shouldn't they be first? Very cool, man. Or we could do it like alphabetical order. I like the by value best, actually. All right, let me go put this away. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. All right. Sweet. Next up, you know, maybe I will have them graded. What if I could get, I wonder if I could get them graded, and then when they come back, I create a list when I send them out to grade. When they come back, I could try to like engrave them with the names of the people who donated them, and then have a box of donated PSAs, because then that would look pretty cool in its own way. Well, I don't know. They sit side by side in that folder so well, so they're easier to display in the folder. I think the folder is a better idea. Yeah, that, and the other thing is, I would just be spending all that money grading them, but I could never sell them. So I think that they have slab cases. That's cool. I think that having them as a raw card is better right now. I think that's the better method. Maybe when they're like 20 years old. Who knows? Okay, Gregory Mountford. What's up, Gregory Mountford? He says, 1 large, 1 Japanese shiny star. Please and thank you in advance, Mr. Cirque Fanatic. What's up, Cirque Fan? All right, we got a shiny star. And we need an energy card as well. When you get to my order, I added $10 and forgot to add a McDonald's pack to my comment. Oh, well, we're here right now. We're here on your order right now. So you need a McDonald's pack? Let's get your McDonald's pack. Maybe make custom cases for them. I like that idea. Oh, when TCC grading comes out, we can grade them then. Who knows? But the point is, they'll never be sold, and we'll keep track of who they are. But I don't know. I kind of like them in the folder. I do. They're very displayable in the folder. They're very displayable in the folder. Yeah, I like the folder better, actually. The folder idea is too good. We're going to stick with that. Nice and easy. All right, here goes Mr. Gregory. Why not grade them and make a wall or a mural? Yeah, we could do something like that. Oh, well, we can make a mural without grading them is my point. Democrats want to do a $3 trillion infrastructure package. I don't know if that's considered a stimulus package, especially when people associate stimulus with the stimmy. I see what you're saying. So it might not include another stimulus check. Yeah, who knows what it'll include, though. $3 trillion, just poof, just like that. What do we got? We got Blastoise and Rillaboom. What money amount are they talking about for stimulant number 4? I'm thinking we all can just get $1 million each. I hope I make it in the large. It's going quick, says Brian Nowak. I just seen a thing for the 4th check. It should be recurring checks if it passes. Man. Jesus. And here's Squirtle. Well, I mean, again, I watched this TikTok of this guy who took his entire stimulus check and did nothing but buy scratchers with it. And it's like, you should stop and ask yourself, why are people trapped in poverty? Is it strictly just that they have no opportunities? How about people that are just bad with money? You must believe there must be a percentage of the population who are considered the worst with money. And so should you really just cut them infinite checks? It's not like they're about to change. You know what I mean? So this is a problem a lot of you guys probably have never ran into. I've ran into this. My in-laws struggle with money very badly, and it's primarily because they get their money and then they waste it. We watched them do it, and they went bankrupt, and my wife and I, we had to help them, and we ended up buying them a home that they don't own, and a big part of that strategy is to make sure that they can't pull a reverse mortgage against it, they can't sell it, They can't do anything to it. And we did this so that they definitely have a home to live in. So my wife and I own 2 homes right now, the condo and her parents' home. And that's because they're just that bad with money. And we would watch them receive money as gifts and donations and then just immediately go out and spend it on things that they shouldn't be buying, like a fancy vacation. So they would go on a fancy vacation. It's like, oh my God, you need money so bad. What are you doing? You need money right now to protect yourself and to take care of yourself. So just imagine somebody who has, let's say they have shopping addiction and they're unable to stop themselves from buying shoes, kind of like drinking beer or smoking or whatever. They have an addiction. And if you give them a bunch of money, the addiction doesn't go away. They're not fixed. So you could, in a way, you could just kind of throw money into a black hole by handing it out to people who can't help themselves because they've got a problem with money. They've got a psychological problem with money. And so those people will be in the bottom percentile for wealth. And when you're talking about cutting them an infinite check that you're going to pay for, you're not solving the root of the problem. The root of the problem is that they need help making better choices. The root of the problem isn't that they're not getting enough of your money. They have a problem with spending and they need help. And I do think they should get help, but the initial root has to be addressed. Whatever it is, their lack of education about how money works, or their addiction to spending money on things that they shouldn't spend on. Gregory Mountford, let's get your bag. Does he need a new bag? All right, he didn't say he needs a new bag, but I've seen it firsthand now, and it caused my wife and I a lot of stress. Did he win on the scratchers, though? He did. No, I don't know, actually. I'm just saying that. Garrett Gerardo. It basically took over my wife and I's, our lives were taken over by their financial problems, her parents' financial problems. And it was looking very certain, like in a very short period of time, her parents were going to end up on the streets. That's what it was looking like. And when that happened, I kind of kicked in. I said, we need to buy their house from them. And so we bought their house from them. They immediately, I guess, spent all that money that they received from the buying of the house. I don't know what they did with. Well, this was when her mother had cancer, and they were supposed to use all that money to help cure the cancer. And by the way, she is cancer-free right now. But it was so much money, and it just disappeared. Like, okay, I think they spent it on other things. The dad has like an addiction to donating money. Okay, it sounds like a strange addiction, but it's a real thing. They're part of like prosperity churches and stuff like that. Those prosperity churches tell you shit like, the more money you give me, the more heaven you get. Okay, it's a horrible lie. And so all their money goes bye-bye. The dad just donates it all to Christian causes. And they do go on fancy vacations as well. So those things are really bad. And my grandpa's like that. He donates hella money. Exactly. If you've never had a parent or friend or anyone who's had a problem like that, is a real thing. And so her parents have that, and they sold the house to us, and they received a lot of money to help her mom, and all the money promptly dried up. And so they've got no money, and my wife and I are sitting on the mortgage of the house, paying 2 mortgages now. So what we did, in order to fix the problem, was we sold their house and moved them into a much smaller house. And since the much smaller house cost less, there's barely any mortgage left, and my wife and I still pay it, but we expect her parents to pay rent on it. And my wife was pretty clear to her parents, like, look, if this doesn't come in, we got to sell this house too. But the point is, we took control of the house away because we knew if the dad had control over the home, he's going to pull out a reverse mortgage, and he's going to use that cash in meaningless ways because he's just that bad with handling money. And he has all kinds of beliefs about, well, the world could end tomorrow, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Really bad beliefs that allow him to basically neglect his family financially, is the way I see it. So that's caused enormous stress for her and I. And we know her parents, we know exist, and we think, how many other people out there in the world are like this? And if we just cut them UBI, it's like throwing money away because they don't spend it well. They really don't spend it well. So it's kind of like, okay, it's like giving a direct donation to their pastor who lives in a $3 million ranch house. He does. And he doesn't need their money, but that's where the money would go. So if you cut them an infinite check, he's always going to get some large portion of it. And that's what you guys need to think about when you think about money redistribution. You spend your money better than they do because you earned it, and probably because you're a little more clever with money. Next up, we got Mr. Brian Nowak. He says, 1 spot in the large, 1 in the fossil. I sit on my money like it's an egg. It's crazy that shoebox saving is a real deal, but it's bad when people see the money, they spend it right away. Yeah, there's people who are living paycheck to paycheck, right? And there's some people who are living paycheck to paycheck because they have no choice, because life's not fair, right? And it's really tough for them. And if we can get them help and they can improve their lives because they happen to be financially literate and they've already got a plan and they've got the willpower to go through with the plan, I wish we could get them money right away, because they'll be contributing citizens of the society. But I think I want to call it maybe liberal naivety, is that if you just gave everyone at the bottom a bunch of money, that this will solve all their problems. But I think that a large portion of the people at the bottom who struggle with debt throughout their whole life, or money throughout their whole life, they're there and they stay there, not because there is no opportunities in America, but because they're so bad with money that when they receive it, they can't do anything with it that makes good financial sense. They just, I don't know, go out to eat a bunch, go to the movies. They don't scrimp and save. They don't make any sort of investments, and they don't try to grow with their earnings and with their lowering their expenses. So I wish both parties, it's kind of like obesity too, it's kind of the same problem. We want to offer everyone health care, but we don't want to tackle obesity. What? Of course we should tackle the real issue is obesity. Of course we should tackle that, because if everyone in America was relatively healthy, you wouldn't need as much health care. This would actually lower the cost of health care. So it'd be more affordable to socialize in the first place. That's the way I see money as well. So it's like, if people were more financially literate at the bottom, you could then give them cash, and they would spend that cash in a productive way, or they would save it in a productive way. But I think what they really do is you give them cash and then they just kind of waste it really fast, and they go, all right, well, now I need more. I'm all out. What are you going to do? Save me. And when you have people like that who need saving financially, oh man, who's going to pay for my medical bills? But you examine their lifestyle, you go, you've had money your whole life and you wasted it. And now you're asking me to essentially subsidize that lifestyle because you have no money now and you're screaming for rescue. But earlier, when you did have a lot of money, okay, I'm going to give you guys more details. Her parents had a lot of money, but they wasted it all. They wasted all that money. They had like $500,000 at one point in the form of inheritances. And they wasted all that money very quickly in the form of massive donations and buying things they shouldn't buy. They bought a house way overpriced that they didn't need. So they wasted all this money, and now they need rescuing financially now that their medical needs pop up. And my wife and I, who scrimp and save, we're the ones who pay for it. And she and I work exceptionally hard to be able to do this, to be able to take care of them. We didn't enjoy all the nice things that they enjoyed in life. And we realized over time, holy cow, we subsidized their lifestyle where they lived, they lived really high for a while. We subsidized it by rescuing them. They put us into kind of like, a work camp in a way, because we've got to work to help them or else we're going to feel guilty not helping them. And she and I, our lives are on hold. We can't go out and buy our own home. This was just like 2 or 3 years ago. So we can't help ourselves because we're helping them. But they lived a lifestyle where they wasted all their money. And now they need rescuing financially. And they're going, oh, we're so poor. Where's all the help? You know what I mean? So we witnessed all that firsthand. And we realized that there's sort of this kind of almost like principle to why people stay poor even when they approach old age. It's not because they didn't have money. They had money throughout their whole life. They just didn't use it very well. So by the end of their life, when they need all this medical help, they go, I'm old. Why aren't you helping me? And it's like, well, you're supposed to be helping us. We're the young. You're supposed to be passing wealth down. But instead, we're passing it backwards and not having kids and not having a home. So that really struck my wife and I, like really deeply it struck us. I would say that's one of those critical moments that turns you into a conservative right away. You go, oh my gosh, this is a terrible setup, isn't it? We get the short end of the stick in this setup. So a moment like that will turn you into a conservative. But But you have to witness it. You have to actually see it. And then you go, oh, that's why things are the way they are. You know what I mean? Witness me! Brian Nowak is done. Mr. Alex Veneration says, one more large custom. If I don't win, I'll get 2 of the fat metal lizards. You got it. All right. Mr. Alex Veneration. Yeah, that was a moment that made us more conservative. It's a pack of sheep, man. Once one person does it, then everyone does it. I haven't bought the cards in a while due to the massive amounts of people buying. All right, here we go. 21 is for Alex Veneration. I'd rather pay for someone's health care than corporate welfare, just saying. Yeah, I totally agree. But, you know, when you pay for someone else's, let's say, welfare, what they do is they take the welfare and then they spend it on, guess what, corporate goods. So the money goes to the corporation either way. Alex Veneration. Like, really think about that for a moment. Pause on it for a moment and ask yourself, where does that money go? Does it stay in the hands of the poor, or does it just get passed on to the wealthy? And it gets passed on to the wealthy. Mister, let's all move to Canada. I'm a-moving. Giovanni Bonaire says, 1 fossil custom. You got it, Mr. Giovanni. There we go. Well, how can we not pass it on to the wealthy? That's a great question. That's a really, really good question. I would say that probably what you need to be doing with your money is carefully investing it, okay, and not going into debt. So I think what a lot of people do when they're at the very bottom, you would think people who are at the bottom, they just spend all their money and then they have $0, right? But they're so much worse than that, actually. And this is one of the things we learned about her parents. People who are bad with money are so bad that not only do they go from $0, they go negative. They go negative. So you and I might have some savings in a bank account, like, I don't know, like 30K or something, right? And the idea of going all the way down to 0 is scary. I would never want $0 in my account. But people who are bad with money, they're so bad, they go negative 30. They go negative 30K on credit card debt and other sorts of debts and things that put unnecessary interest into their lives, like a car that they don't need, a fancy car. So they're so bad with money that going to 0 isn't enough. They have to go negative. They actually have to go negative on the money that they own. And that's just one of the things you can do to avoid being some sort of, you know, vehicle of profit for the wealthy is don't go negative. And they do, though. They're probably some of the people who are worst with debt. They don't buy up good debt that makes them money later. The poor just buy debt on something like a fancy car. And again, once they go broke from that and they need medicine, and you go, okay, well, where's all your money for medicine? Why spend it on a fancy truck when I was younger? Oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. Now I'm paying for your medicine. That's not fair. I'm subsidizing your lifestyle that you had earlier. A lot of people don't understand that. Mr. Andraz Ratej, what's up, man? He says, hi, mister, give me 1 metal base set Zard. You got it. A lot of people don't understand concepts like that because they don't, I don't know, maybe they don't think about it very much. 1 General Mills. You can't take your money to the grave. In a way, you can take your money and give it to your children, though, in the form of a trust fund, and this ensures your children are well taken care of. So that matters to me a lot as well. 2 shiny fates for Mr. Andras. But you're right. You can't take your money to your grave, and that's why, in a way, I feel that living as a hedonist is no better than saving, because when you say you can't take your money to the grave, what you're saying is you might as well live as a hedonist. But the way I interpret it is money in a way can be meaningless because you don't get it forever. But one thing you can do is make the money more meaningful by making sure others are taken care of. And you can do that by taking care of your own family so that society doesn't have to take care of your family. You don't put that pressure on society to raise your children for you or to take care of your ill mother or ill grandmother. We don't appreciate that All right, one General Mills. There's people out there who just take care of their own, and you never noticed them because they never pulled on your shirt and said, hey, pay for my grandma. And you don't notice them because you don't hear that, and you don't appreciate it. Mostly what you hear are all the people who are saying, oh, we can't afford our stuff, pay for it, please. And then there's this big, outrageous debate over whether or not that's, oh, we have a moral obligation, and oh, who cares if we have the money for it or not? And you're selfish, blah, blah, blah. My mom is such a compulsive saver. She has $100,000 in the bank, but she never does anything for themselves. Yeah, sure. And it's not bad to have $100,000 in the bank. I think I would say she has a lot of money for an emergency. That's a good thing, man. She should have it diversified so that it's invested, not just sitting in the bank, because if it sits in the bank, it's not really doing anything. It's only going down, especially now that they're printing so much money. Mr. Andrade, let's get you your own bag. But yeah, we learned that from her parents. We learned that really you can subsidize other people's, what's the word? Not hedonistic, but inflated lifestyle. You can subsidize it and not even realize it later when you pay for their medicine. You think you're doing them such a big favor, and oh, they need saving, and oh, the system's so unfair. How could they be in such a bad situation? Her parents had $500,000 at one point. Where'd all the money go? Well, they wasted it. They wasted it. And then they're saying, we lived high for a while, and you guys have been poor your whole lives. Go ahead and pay for our medicine now. Because it would be wrong of you not to pay for our medicine. And that's really, it was a big experience for me when that happened. Mr. Emiliano Orales says, hello, Mr. One Shiny Star Japanese. One tag team? Okay, tag team Japanese. You got it, mister. 4 Battle Styles Japanese. One, two, three, 4. And send the top card to CGC with subgrades. You got it, mister. All right, time to pull Mr. Emiliano a hot card. You ready? Only hot ones. Yeah, it's kind of sad too. They both came from well-off parents. Both of her, my wife's parents, they were kind of well-off. And we think what happened with them is they never learned how to handle money. The proudest thing I ever did was buy a used 2017 Miata, and now that I'm almost done paying it off, it still holds close to the value I bought it at. Damn, cool, man. See, I don't know anything about cars, so that's cool to hear. But yeah, so I was saying, I don't know if they ever learned how to handle money because, ironically, their parents were affluent. And when you have affluent parents, they could be so affluent that they never teach you anything about money. You just assume it's always going to be there. Gengar and Shiny Centiskorch. All right. Very good, mister. You got the full art. How about these? How about these lovely Battle Styles Japanese? There's Flapple. That's Cold. Here's Entei. There's Urshifu. Man, you're getting lucky, Emiliano. What is up with you? You're always getting lucky. And another Cold pack. So the Centiskorch is definitely going to be my top choice, but we're going to see what your other cards are real fast once we find out where I placed your bag. Wow, are you really just up here? Might just be up here. Emily, Edwin, Eddie, Emiliano. All right. Yeah, you get lucky all the time, dude. Oh, okay, so we're going to take your Centiskorch VMAX and send it off to CGC. Are the comments not working? I think you guys are getting tired, huh? Let's see, live chat. Yeah, you guys must be getting tired. I can tell when you guys are tired because the chat room dies down. You're very sleepy. All right, Mr. Emiliano. What time is it? It's 4:08. It's actually very close. It's actually very close to time to wrap up. What is sleep? I know. It's because we have this calming music in the background, don't lie. I'm waiting for the large to hit. Whew. Mister, you're right. That's the thing. The affluent wouldn't talk about their finances with their children. Yeah, and we think that's what happened to her parents. Her parents were well off. Both of them. Her grandparents were well off. She never got to meet them, but they left large inheritances to both of their kids. And we think they received a bunch of money, wasted it all very promptly because they didn't know what they were doing. And it's sad because I personally came out of a very poor family. And so here I am just trying to one day become affluent, but I'm running into these like roadblocks where I've got to like help them, and I see them and they've inherited all this money and they've lived a good lifestyle that I never got to live, and I'm still here paying for them. And inside it just feels so deeply unjust for that to occur. Like, wow, you know, where was my free money? You know, where was the money for me? And it was the same way for my wife, actually. So her parents promptly wasted all the money, and she's their last child. So she was raised up in poverty because, you know, they didn't have money after that. After they spent the inheritance, they didn't have any money because it turned out they don't earn a lot or they don't stick to their jobs. And so she was raised poor, but her parents lived very wealthy and affluently, and then I was always poor. All right, let's go ahead and refresh. I had 11 siblings. We were poor just because of that. I don't think there was any chance for us to be wealthy because of how many kids there were. All right, we're refreshing. What time is it? It's 180. 180 minutes in. We need to get that large tonight. I don't know if it's happening, mister. We got one more order for Mr. We're going to call no more orders, okay? No more orders tonight, guys. Gregory Mountford says, one more order for tonight. One Shiny Star V and one Japanese tag team and some live shipping. You got it, mister. One Shiny Star. One tag team. We're all Poke Rich now, though. We're good. Mister, what are you paying for them? So right now, again, what we did some Voodoo Mama Juju for them. When her mother had cancer, first of all, we were helping with the payments for her treatment. She was in India getting treatment, so the treatment was much cheaper. They don't have insurance, so that was really a big solution. So she went to India for treatment, and they did the radiation therapy or whatever it's called. And then we had to help them with their house because they were going to lose their house. So they were about to lose their house. We ended up buying it from them. And then they took that cash. It was a lot of money, and then poof, it all disappeared. We don't know how it even disappeared. We did the math. We sat down trying to speculate. We tried to speculate how did they spend the money, but we couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure out what it could have possibly been spent on. So we think that the dad, he's the spender, by the way. It's not the mom. The mom is not the spender. The dad is. He's the one who's got the problem. We think he got the cash from the sale, and then he promptly donated it all away. That's what we think happened. So there they are again, with no money, and we're still paying to help for her mother's cancer treatment. And now my wife and I, who are having our own issues, because we've got student debt, we both do, and then we have our own house payment and our car payment and everything, and we're not like exceedingly wealthy by any means. You know, my wife had just picked up her job. It didn't pay very much, and I was just starting on YouTube, and I wasn't being paid very much either. So neither of us were making tons of money at the time. And then, oh man, these packs were so hot. Take a look at that. Golden Eternatus V. Wow, you got Charizard and Golden Eternatus. Congratulations, man. And this is live shipping for CircFan, right? So you're going to pick up all your bulk too. So anyways, we start making payments on both our condo and their house. So we were like this, man. We had no money, zero money, no vacation, no going out, no eating out. And we did that for like a whole year. We basically just like lost a year of our lives for them. which of course we wanted to because we wanted to help her mother get better. That was of far more importance than anything else, than money, right? Because that's how it is when you have a parent who could die. But at the same time, that whole year while we were suffering, we were just thinking, all this nice stuff that they get for themselves. If they had just saved their money and been a little more conservative, they could have saved themselves. So that's something that when people are saying, oh, we need help with medicine, and one of the questions you should ask yourself, well, what happened to all the money that you had? That's one of the questions you should ask yourself. You've had a long time, and this is not true for young people, and that's why I say young people really should get subsidized medicine, no question. But the elderly, they're like vampires. They've lived their whole life in one of the best economies in the entire world, and they still don't have money for their medicine. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. Here's what's really happening. You're paying for their great lifestyle that they had when they were younger. Now you're young and it's your turn to live life, and they're making you pay for all their medicine. That's what's really happening. That good karma coming around that donated his pack earlier on. That's right. Hope all ends well. Well, it did. She came back from India. She had stage 4 lymphoma. And apparently it's gone. They had to do a surgery on her, and she's just thankful to still be alive. And we don't know if it'll metastasize to some other place in her body or something like that. So she's enjoying life right now. And what's crazy is her mother came out of all this a lot more financially disciplined, but the dad didn't. So the dad isn't more financially disciplined. But again, one of the things we did was we sold their house and then bought them a smaller house, and we're not giving them control over anything because they just can't be trusted with money. Mister, you think her parents got scammed and are afraid to say? No, her parents didn't get... Oh, you mean like with the religious stuff? I think the religious stuff is a straight-up scam, sure. But they give it voluntarily. So, yeah, it's basically those prosperity churches say something along the lines of, if you give God your money on earth, he gives you a more wealthy home in heaven. That's a huge scam. That's like if I sold you imaginary Pokemon cards. I guess you could call them NFTs, I don't know. So there's a little joke for you. But if I sold you imaginary Pokemon cards, give me $50 for Pokemon cards now, and you'll get $50 of Pokemon cards in heaven. That's prosperity churches in a nutshell. They should be like illegal. I can't believe they're allowed to do that. But that's a religion apparently, so it's protected. And they take lots of money from the poor. Poor people who don't understand better how to take care of themselves. It's really sad, actually. What's up, P. Youngin? My money is all in rock collecting? Hell yeah. Hey, people who collect diamonds could probably say that. If you're a diamond collector, you're kind of like a rock collector, right? I'm a rock collector. Sounds kind of dumb at first, but then they say, yeah, I've got a couple $1 million of diamonds. Are diamonds really worth that much anymore, or have people kind of caught on to the fact that diamonds can be made in a lab? I don't know. Somebody out there likes diamonds. Some boomer. Boomers! I only buy Bitcoin. I'm not one of those dumb boomers. I buy Bitcoin, and only Bitcoin. Daddy Elon said buy Bitcoin and Dogecoin, so I did. Just think in 20 years, young kids will be buying some other thing, some other made-up thing on the internet, and they'll be calling me and you boomers for buying Bitcoin. They're like, you buy Bitcoin? Okay, boomer. Bitcoin? That was like 20 years ago, Grandpa. All right, we're refreshing. Hey, Cardconomist, does CGC use the sleeves you send them in the final case? I don't think so. Ian says, where do you get your packs from? From the man in the alley. Watching NFT live pack breaks is something. What has the world come to? Paying for a clip of LeBron shooting a three-pointer and the edition size is 15,000. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I should be selling NFTs, shouldn't I? If you guys want to spend money on NFTs, go crazy. But buy mine, okay? So anyways, we're all done for the night. Gregory Mountford was the last order. I appreciate you guys being an audience and having all these fun conversations and listening to me ramble. We'll be back on tomorrow. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.